And the favourite, number 3, Manawanui. We know that he's won 2 out of 3. He's been a good performer at the midweeks early on in his career.
Good fighting second behind Florentina last start. Win for Wilson, the outside, then Detours. Further back, double Ranger, the inside from Manawanui, getting closer, stalking them. 2.5 to 3 off the speed now. Irish Time second last on the outside of Butcher, who's under a bit of pressure now under Williams. Coming up to the corner at the 400 metres. Queenie and held together. Manawanui sliding up on the outside. Lower followed by Win for Wilson. Detours, double Ranger towards the inner from Irish Times, but here's Manawanui sliding up on the outside of Queenie at the 200 metres, and it goes for home. Manawanui, in a blinking of an eye, puts up 3 legs and is going to come away and win this easily. It's Manawanui bolting in. Smart won it by 4 legs. Second, Queenie, and third, Detours. Fourth was Irish Times. Followed by...
he's lived up to the hype now. Manawanui, he is the winner of the up-and-coming for 2011 for Glenn Schofield and Ron.
Pretty painless to watch. Third win from just 4 starts, and as Richie touched on there, arguably unlucky his other starts. Some of the far they will go. But I tell you what, he looks a sprinter, and he looks, something that could be a real Caulfield Guineas horse.
I'm a little bit with Glenn. Why train a speed out of a horse like that? He's got relaxers, he's got acceleration, he can put paid to a field quickly. I'd suggest the likely options for him would be the Golden Rose, even though they've got to pay up the late entry fee of 50,000, and then the Caulfield Guineas. And it's a shame he's not in the Cox Plate.
Season now 3-year-olds, including Smart Missile. 2 starts, 2 wins, looking to continue on that record. But I tell you what, he's got some good rivals, including Helmet, who's a dual Group 1 winner, and also Fox Wedge, who, Richie, has already had good support. Fox Wedge.
It certainly, Dean. It's a great race, this Ridges Parramatta Run to the Roads, of course. Great play. $7 into $6. Smart Missile, now out to 5 to 4 on. $1.80, $1.
Racing. Smart Missile didn't jump all that well. He'll go back to last. Karuta Queen, filly Karuta Queen booted away at the 800 and led by 2.5 lengths. Diamond to Pegasus next. Fox Wedge third on the inside. A Half Boys on tour, followed a couple of lengths away by Helmet. And then a Flight of Pegasus. And back last of all as they approach the turn was Smart Missile. He's giving the leaders about 7 or 8 lengths as they come for home, where Karuta Queen led. Diamond to Pegasus second. Fox Wedge comes off the inside and gets its chance, giving the leaders a couple of lengths start from Boys on tour. And now Helmet and Smart Missile are coming right down the outside. Karuta Queen exploded away here at the top of the straight. She's giving them something to chase. Fox Wedge coming after it. Helmet and Smart Missile are starting to work home strongly. Karuta Queen in front. Fox Wedge is grabbing it. Here comes Smart Missile on the outside out after Fox Wedge. Smart Missile lunged and got up and won it. What a win. Smart Missile grabbed Fox Wedge right on the post. And now Helmet and Smart Missile are coming right down the outside. Karuta Queen exploded away here at the top of the straight. She's giving them something to chase. Fox Wedge coming after it. Helmet and Smart Missile are starting to work home strongly. Karuta Queen in front. Fox Wedge is grabbing it. Here comes Smart Missile on the outside out after Fox Wedge. Smart Missile lunged and got up and won it. What a win. Smart Missile grabbed Fox Wedge right on the post. Helmet got third, and then Karuta Queen followed by in behind them Flight of Pegasus. Boys on was Diamond to Pegasus.
What about that? That's as you like. Number 2, Smart Missile. Geez, he was in trouble. The punters were having heart palpitations. Anthony Cummings and the owners. And look at Glenn Boss. Oh, he was wrapped. Why wouldn't you be taking your head, which we saw again today when you finally got up?
Yeah, he's quite possibly one of the best horses I've probably ever thrown a leg over. Unbelievable what he done. He when he got sort of the bunny, I'd love to know what he run his last 100 metres in, because it was Usain Bolt time, I tell you. It was quite electric. And I just can't wait.
Because we worked out, according to the official sectional times, he ran 10.99 from the 400 to 200, but 11.45 the last furlong. Surely not.
And went quicker the last 4. I thought it was a great. I thought Helmet was very, very good yesterday. You just can't drop off this horse, because when he looked huge, he was running to the line and through the line. That's what made this horse so impressive, because I wasn't picking up a horse that was stopping to make my horse look flattering. I was picking up a horse who was flying to the line, and I was actually going quicker. Corey Brown said there was no way that he was going to get beat the 100. Absolutely no chance of getting beat. So that's the sign of what a very good horse can do. Ace, obviously the winner, but I thought Helmet, he's going to be very, very hard to beat.
Breathtaking win. He was going nowhere on the point of the turn. He ran from the 200 to the 100. He ran 10.5. He finished off on under 11. That was an amazing win. This
one. There's the Golden Rose Market, Smart Missile, Helmet, Fox Wedge. I can confirm this morning that they will pay the late entry fee for Manawanui as it stands.
The Kylie Diva Stakes is our feature race here. Group 2 mile and big field of potential spring players, but not many giving a winning hope here. The big difference to that tote call is Glass Harmonium, $11. It's 6 into 5 here on
At First Sight. Get a bit of weight behind it. Glass Harmonium, the grey about to come up into the stalls. Laturio still out with the favourite lights.
And Guess Wing and Laturio is last. At the 800 metres, Alandy the leader. Harris Tweed is second by a neck. Glass Harmonium deep out third. Prince of Armour now fourth over on the inside. Followed closely in the field then by Midas Touches. They're on the swing now. My Bentley just off these. Followed by Once Were Wild. Lights of Heaven coming up on the outside. She's within about 5 lengths of the leading horses as they're on the swing, and Playing God's back behind her, peeling to the outside. In the straight, Harris Tweed with Glass Harmonium. My Bentley getting the inside run. Down the outsiders, Lights of Heaven starting to finish off very well. And Playing God's on her outside. They're coming together, these two. Glass Harmonium hit the lead at the 200 metres. Coming home down the outsiders, Playing God. Lights of Heaven can't reach them for the moment. Glass Harmonium in front of Playing God and Midas Touch. Playing God, Glass Harmonium. Look at Laturio. Laturio flashes home wide out. He's got there. What a comeback. Laturio from Glass Harmonium. Midas Touch starting to finish off very well, and Playing God's on her outside. They're coming together, these two. Glass Harmonium hit the lead at the 200 metres. Coming home down the outsiders, Playing God. Lights of Heaven can't reach them for the moment. Glass Harmonium in front of Playing God and Midas Touch. Playing God, Glass Harmonium. Look at Laturio. Laturio flashes home wide out. He's got there. What a comeback. Laturio from Glass Harmonium, Midas Touch and Playing God. Lights of Heaven just off them, followed then by At First Sight. A break further
loss, a Landy towards the tail, an extraordinary win.
Frank Williams doesn't get excited much when he wins races, but it's an exciting opportunity for Springs open up again for him.
Well, it has. I mean, he's always shown it. I mean, no one gave him a chance, but his previous form as good as any horse in the field. You see him in the mount.
Fantastic, Nigel, and well done to all concerned.
Thanks, Bruce.
$38 on the totes. Let's have a look at those entrants. Your maxi div will be the Tats dividend, $48.20.
was amazing, and he ran accordingly. The question has to be asked, did he show up the weight for age form? And I say yes. I think the weight for age form this season at this stage is rubbish.
Can I just add in there? I suspect, and I'm not sure, but I'll check, the first two over the line are the only two who've previously won a weight for age race.
Probably right. Probably right. And that's what I'm saying. It's rubbish. There's nothing there.
Now in the UK or in Ireland with Aidan O'Brien, I thought we'd show you this because I might have some views on this as well. This is the Irish Champion Stakes, small field, 4-1 on favourite, so you think. Hadn't run for a while.
Roderick O'Connor, the leader, from So You Think in second, Snow Fairy in third, and then comes Famous Name. As they swing into the straight with 2.5 to go. Roderick O'Connor's made all the runnings. So You Think poised in second. Snow Fairy about to be switched. And So You Think ranges up now to take the lead. Snow Fairy comes in pursuit. So You Think the leader. Snow Fairy coming on the near side, and it's So You Think pressed all the time by Snow Fairy as they race towards the final furlong. So You Think on the far side, Snow Fairy the near side. They've gone away from Famous Name inside the final furlong. So You Think on the far side. Snow Fairy really putting it up to him as they race the line. So You Think driven out by Jamie Heffernan, wins it, his 8th Group 1 win. Second Snow Fairy, big run from her. Famous Name is third. Dunboyne Express, Roderick O'Connor on a long way back to Recital. 4-1 on favourite, the shortest price favourite in the history of the Irish Champion Stakes at Depperstone.
Recital. Job well done to So You Think. Second horse, No Slouch, of course. Snow Fairy had won in Hong Kong last year, the Hong Kong Cup, one in Japan, the QE2 commemorative cup over there as well. So back in form. Snow Fairy had beaten 9.5 lengths by So You Think in the Eclipse Stakes. It's the only time he's been beaten has been in the Prince.
Came back to a mile and tackled Frankel, who's really zips along at that sort of trip. But look, terrific win. He was left in front a long way from home. The runner-up had the last crack at him. So there's nothing wrong with the win. The only time he's been vulnerable, he took the front 600 from home in a fast-run race. So it's an outstanding overall record, obviously.
Direct off winning last year. Who will it be this year taking out the $1 million to his new Golden Rose? Smart Missile at this point has had support on course, and it's Fox Wedge Helmet just starting to drift a fraction here. Just a small field of 6, but Richie, they are all quality.
Tell you what, Caroline, what a cracking race it is. The $1 million Tui's New Golden Rose. I just speaking to the boss of Tui's New.
Ready to jump. Off Helmet's missed the start of length. He came out a clear last, Helmet, and Foxwedge landed in front of Mananui. Aeronautical up on the outside, followed by Smart Missile, then Flight of Pegasus, and Helmet's got nowhere to go in the centre there, and he'll have to down the side. A new leader now. Schofield took Manawinui to the front, led out by a length and a half. Aeronautical is second, followed by Foxwedge on the outside of Flight of Pegasus on the rail, and then the two big guns at the back. Hellman, who's in the centre, he just seemed to get crowded up there, and he cannoned into Smart Missile as well. They both lost ground. Coming up towards the home turn, 450 to go. Mananui's had a sweet time in front, led by a length and a half. Aeronautical in second spot, and then we've got Flight of Pegasus, followed by Foxwedge. Smart Missile pulled into the clear, and Helmet coming down the outside. Manawinui strode away. He leads with about 300 to go. In second, Foxwedge. Smart Missile is starting to run on down the outside. Manawinui in front. Smart Missile starting to get airborne. He's running off the track. Smart Missile looms up on the outside. Manawinui in front. Manawinui won it. Manawinui beat Smart Missile, who probably threw it away, wanted to duck off the track. Flight of Pegasus third. Then we got Helmet, who was his own worst enemy today, followed by Foxwedge, and last in was Aeronautical.
Well, what an amazing Tui's New Golden Rose we've seen. Manawinui is the winner for Ron. Lynn Schofield waving the whip to the crowd. Smart Missiles.
On the day did win. We've got to concede that, but who's the best horse out of that field?
Well, purely from a racing perspective, analyst perspective, Smart Missile clearly should have won the race. We all know that, and he's probably the horse going forward. But he and Helmet having the same issues all the time. If they can't get around Rose Hill, Bruce, how are they going to come down and get around Caulfield and Moonee Valley? I guess that's the query.
Helmet, he just finds a new trick every start. I know the barrier didn't open.
It's going to be a terrific innings. Well, it always is, but we've got so many X factors coming into this. Smart Missile.
There was plenty of action happening in the Golden Rose yesterday, but it was the battlers that come out on top, and deservedly so, because they put their 50 grand. He just done this before, and just doesn't want to go straight.
First start in the race when he won.
Yeah, just there, he wants to just get on the wrong leg, duck out. You know, you'd say that cost him about a neck there.
Yeah.
So little incidents in the race, you'd say, well, Smart Missile should have won. But look, take nothing away from the winner. He makes his own luck.
I know.
Sepoy's at his mark. He's found his price.
She's proven in the wet. She's proven first up. Yep. She's a great mare. I mean, he's got
on about Sepoy, year old from last season, and he's odds on in the ring. $1.90 was the best. He's into $1.85, but she's been a little bit on the light side.
Yeah, she was light early in preparations too.
She's always been a bit like that. She's had the setback coming into this preparation position, and this is Sepoy cracking tight.
He certainly is.
They're set. Racing in the Manicato. Oh, Sepoy not the best to bounce. He'll have to do some work here. Away fast, buffering Cool Grinder and Sister Madly. Now Sepoy drives through, and he's going to retain the inside, but he is working. Buffering's going hard on the outside of him. McAvoy's going to have to ease and let him go. Buffering 3/4 Sepoy, Cool Grinder, 1 Sister Madly, 2 more Joyous, idling off that really hectic pace. It's Sepoy the leader. He's done a lot of work. He's been softened up. He led by a half to Buffering. A length and a half, Sister Madly, a neck to Cool Grinder. Atomic Force has gone up and pocketed more Joyous before they got to the turn. And up towards the bend, Sepoy by 3/4 Buffering. Cool Grinder's coming on. Sister Madly waits behind them. Then Atomic Force. More Joyous working clear. Sepoy the leader. Cool Grinder's throwing out a challenge on the outside. Sister Madly buffering more Joyous and Atomic Force. But Sepoy burst away from them. How good is he? He's raced 3 lengths clear, and he'll bolt it in. What a great 3-year-old. Sepoy bolted in by 2 lengths to Sister Madly. Photo third, more Joyous and Buffering. And up towards the bend, Sepoy by 3/4 Buffering. Cool Grinder's coming on. Sister Madly waits behind them. Then Atomic Force. More Joyous working clear. Sepoy the leader. Cool Grinder's throwing out a challenge on the outside. Sister Madly buffering more Joyous and Atomic Force. But Sepoy burst away from them. How good is he? He's raced 3 lengths clear, and he'll bolt it in. What a great 3-year-old. Sepoy bolted in by 2 lengths to Sister Madly. Photo third, more Joyous and Buffering. Then Atomic Force and Rue Maple. Happy 0.
Something special. Sepoy delivers another knockout punch. Had to work hard. He didn't jump out of the gate well.
We looked at each other halfway through the race and said, look, whatever happens, he's vulnerable here. You're right. He missed the kick half a length. He had to kick and kick and kick and kick. Looked like he was going to hold out Buffering quite comfortably. And then had another crack. Karen McAvoy persevered. He's kicked on the home turn. He's won easily, Terry. This has been a terrific win. Big win. More Jaws, nothing away. This horse is an absolute star. An absolute star. And again, he's a star.
Yeah, we can't overanalyse that. Pressured all the way, still manages within 2/100ths of a second of the fastest split of the night. That is amazing. Considering the fastest of the night sat back and ran home. Just phenomenal. Gap back to third.
As you've already outlined, Richard, it was an absolutely stunning performance. He is a superstar.
He is a superstar because for a spring 3-year-old to do that to tough older sprinters, he dwelt at the start. It wasn't great. You had to drive him through. You want to be up on the pace on those night meetings, and especially, on that track, it's percentage play. But I thought, okay, well, if he can just grind home and maybe fall in, that'll be a great effort. But he spaced them. He pulled their pants down on the corner, and I could see behind him the good mare on the fence there was just travelling beautifully behind him, but she systematically couldn't go with him.
Of the day, the racingnetwork.com.au. Epsom Handicap Sincero is the favourite, the George Main Stakes winner. But is a bit of a drifter here. There's money for a couple of others. Racingnetwork.com.au, where you can get all your form, your arc.
Led from Red Tracer working up on the outside to join it. Renewed Vitality trailing them on the inside. Pinker. More Strawberries fifth but out wide. And then Thank God You're Here back along the rail, followed by Willie Jimmy out wide and Pinnacles in the centre. Fortella midfield. Sincero on the inside of it from Light Brigade. Red Colossus still out deep. And then Sacred Choice on the inside from Triple Elegance. Dealer Principal in that group as well. Secret Admirer a long way back and covering plenty of ground. And Raspberry's about second last. King Lionheart the leader from Red Tracer as they near the turn. Pinker on their back. On the outside, Renewed Vitality and More Strawberries. Then at the head of the others, Pinnacles and Willie Jimmy. Fortella trying to get to the outside, and Thank God You're Here and Sacred Choice have saved ground near the inside. Red Tracer straight up and hit the front. Led from on the outside, More Strawberries. Here comes Secret Admirer. She's starting to fly down the outside. Red Tracer in front. Secret Admirer starting to gobble it up out wide. Secret Admirer's hit the front. She takes the lead in the Epsom, and Secret Admirer raced away to beat Pinker. Photo for third, Willie Jimmy or Red Tracer. And then we've got him behind him, Pinnacles from Fortella, and then Sincero, and on the inside of it, Sacred Choice from Red Colossus, and then Triple Elegance followed by...
And then he's backed up beautifully, as you would expect, and a great big salute there before the line. And as Secret Admirer paid $9.90, $3.60, $2.60 for Pinker. And
I saw that. $15. Happy to look at that.
Yeah, the 61s was all right about 2 months ago, so 16's looking pretty good.
Sound like Rick Lacey.
4 flight stakes for the 3-year-old fillies. Bringing in a few different form lines. Of course, a lot of these fillies coming through the Furious and the flight stakes, but...
Prima. Now, it was 3.20 into 3. Then it got all the way back out to $3.
At the 600 and Tight Tess and Choice Words led from Halliwell Bell, and on the inside Shadow West Streamer next, Pain in the Glass over on the rail, and Dowager Queen heads the others coming into the straight, and Tight Tess sprinted away, beat off Choice Words, and then Halliwell Bell. Streamer comes to the outside. Pain in the Glass is giving them a bit of a start. Here comes Streamer. She's starting to launch down the centre of the track. She raced up, hit the lead, put pay to them in one stride. This is a great filly. She's starting to open up now, Streamer. Look at her go. She's 4, 5, 6 lengths in front. She's making an absolute mess of them. Streamer by 6. Halliwell Bell second. Dowager Queen Bell. Streamer comes to the outside. Pain in the Glass is giving them a bit of a start. Here comes Streamer. She's starting to launch down the centre of the track. She raced up, hit the lead, put pay to them in one stride. This is a great filly. She's starting to open up now, Streamer. Look at her go. She's 4, 5, 6 lengths in front. She's making an absolute mess of them. Streamer by 6. Halliwell Bell second. Dowager Queen third. And then we've got Shadow West, followed by Roma Giaconda. Then Pain in the Glass, followed further back by Tight Tess.
Further back, Walter, this filly, well, she is the top of her generation. She's proven that. Matched the Melbourne filly, Halliwell Bell, and beaten her and beaten all the other fillies, even with a pace more on there today than in the Furious and the T-Rose. She has just stamped her dominance. Even time to look...
Flight stakes, and I don't think I've seen a more dominant flight stakes win. You go back to horses like Sunline and horses like that. I don't think I've seen a filly win a race like that so dominantly.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome. I don't think we're giving her the credit she deserves, and the trainer as well. He's a master, that guy, Walter, at just peaking a horse on the right day. He's every single box. Have a look at her. A deserved Triple Crown winner.
The top's got it $1.10 and $1.04. Tats is still
106 on the track for Black Caviar.
and she's just doing what she wants to do.
Yeah, look, she remains, and this is one of the major reasons they came here. These people wouldn't be able to take 106, 107, 110, whatever. They're just here to watch her and cheer.
Get onto her stablemate, and Rara Kane last the inside. Karuta Queen nears the 500 by a length and a half. Black Caviar's moving into second on the outside of Platinum Sky. Then Cool Grinder, Morgan Dollar. 2 lengths further back is Sterling Grove, Tassos. Rara Kane is last, and Black Caviar's moved to the lead coming around the home turn ahead of Karuta Queen. Cool Grinder's trying to run on down the outside, and then Morgan Dollar and Platinum Sky down on the inside. But it is all about Black Caviar. She went past the 200, lengthening by 4 lengths. Away she goes. What a champion. 14 straight, and she's up there with the greatest ever. Black Caviar won it by 4.5. Second, Karuta Queen. Sterling Grove third. And then came Platinum Sky and Morgan Dollar. Cool Grinder couldn't go on. Rara Kane, Tassos at the end. Isn't it just wonderful to watch?
Absolutely, Greg. Words don't need to describe that performance. Punters cheering here on track and clapping and to do it. I mean, obviously there's plenty in the tank, and you say this is the best campaign that she will have.
Listen, I think so. I think she's a fully mature horse. She's developed into a very imposing horse, and I think maybe the world's her oyster this racing season.
You can work with on that. One and run second. There'll be a race for Sterling Grove.
And star of the show, without any doubt, was a Black Caviar. She dragged 32,000 fans through the gates, almost a Caulfield Guineas record. Will it have to be in modern times? And she did use someone who owned Black Caviar.
Kids and you have incentives and gimmicks. If you have a champion horse go to the races, people come and watch. That's a good whether they
back here to Caulfield, Richie, building up towards the Group 1 age. Caulfield Guineas, the 3 Sydney Star Cultivar Smart Missile would be good enough. But
what you might get. He opened up $5. He's out to 6.
Here's Greg.
And he's being booted forward. Secret Hills got away quickly, and Manawanui was away very fast after 200 metres, and Manawanui has the lead. Helmet drives on, caught 3 wide. Secret Hills eases back, gets in third now as Helmet sits outside of Manawanui, and they tear away up the hill. It's Helmet going on. He's really burning off, and he goes to the front now by a length and a half. They've run it very solidly early. Helmet by 3 lengths finally from Manawanui, 3 Secret Hills. One away then, Smart Missile. Helmet the leader at the 800 metres. Can he do it both ends? He's out by 3 lengths to Manawanui. 2.5 lengths away, Secret Hills on the inside of Smart Missile. 2 to Hugel, followed by Spectre. And then General Offer, who's been passed by Chase the Rainbow. 600 left to go. Helmet by 1.5. Manawanui stalking everywhere. 2 lengths away then, Secret Hills on the inside of Smart Missile. Poised for his run. 2 to Hugel, and then came Spectre and Chase the Rainbow. They're on the swing in the Guineas now. Helmet the leader. Manawanui throws out the challenge. Smart Missile under the whip, 2 lengths away. Further back is Hugel. Nothing else making ground. Helmet the leader from Manawanui. And they're clear then from Smart Missile and Hugel. Helmet down on the inside, just the leader. He's kicking strongly. Manawanui trying his heart out. Helmet in front. Manawanui's getting there. Helmet by a nose. Manawanui's diving. They hit the line. Helmet, what a great Guineas win. He's won it from Manawanui. 4 lengths away, third Hugel. For the back is Hugel, nothing else making ground. Helmet the leader from Manawanui. And they're clear then from Smart Missile and Hugel. Helmet down to the inside, just the leader. He's kicking strongly. Manawanui trying his heart out. Helmet in front. Manawanui's getting there. Helmet by a nose. Manawanui's diving. They hit the line. Helmet, what a great Guineas win. He's won it from Manawanui. 4 lengths away, third Hugel from Spectre.
Again, it was a brilliant Guineas, and again, it was a brilliant performance. Helmet stalling off Manawanui in a thrilling drive to the wire here in sustained speed from start to finish. There was nothing left out in the track there. The best colt on the day wins it. And now Helmet en route, perhaps to a Cox Plate. That was brilliant. Manawanui made...
He ran lengths and lengths faster than the Rupert Clark. Today he's run lengths faster than the Toorak. He's done it all the way. Manawanui...
He's ever on dead for... Always a great race to Caulfield Guineas, and again yesterday it was.
If the race was run alongside the Toorak, you would have led them by 9 lengths. You would have led King Mufasa by about 9 lengths, Kieran. But
sure would have won.
Look, it's measuring up beautifully. This form and ran 6 lengths faster overall.
When there was a 3-year-old thinking he's going to be mighty hard to beat.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, it's a different race, so we're going to have to construct a different sort of plan. But if he gets around Moonee Valley with 49.5, he's got to be hard to beat. Definitely.
100 out, 200 out, 100 out.
fair play to the winner. He just wouldn't let me past.
Yeah, that's how it's ended up at Sporting Bet for the Cox Plate with Helmet $3.70 favourite. Jimmy Chu, form Frank.
And a wonderful finish.
Not just speed, it was stamina. It was signs of reduced choice and set Testarossa singling out and fighting out the Guineas years ago. But boy, that race, the way it unfolded, you changed your mind 6 or 7 times in the run who was going to win that race.
Well, because if you're watching here, this is where Helmet does most of the work. Now, that's up the hill at Caulfield. That is suicide tactics normally. If you ride a horse up the hill, they like that. The ones you pass on the way up pass you on the way down. But he just kept going. That was phenomenal. I thought he had to get tired in the straight. And when Manawanui went to him, I thought, well, fair enough, Helmet's run a fantastic race, but he's going to get beaten here. But he kept going. It's brilliant. I think he's a better horse.
Rich, yeah, $1.75. You can get on course about Atlantic Jewel. $2 the totes at the moment. We'll see what plays out there, but she's the focus of attention. Atlantic Jewel. Money coming, though, for Mosheen. 480 matches up pretty well at the moment. She's improved from the stable, is reflected in the fact in the way she parades today. She looks fantastic.
2 lengths Mosheen outside Celebrity Girl. 3 or 4 further back in the field, then Shani Rose. 2 lengths to Kneeling and then Ravel. 1 further back, Hello Well Bell. Atlantic Jewel peeling out wide down the side, and then came Crucial trying to get onto the back of the favourite, and Bliss Street is last. Cute Emily has the lead. 600 left to go in the 1,000 guineas. A length and a half clear. Disputes is second. Celebrity Girl third with Mosheen. Atlantic Jewels crept up to be fifth, and Shani Rose is trying to go with her, and then came Crucial and Hello Well Bell as they swing around the turn. 400 left to go, and Mosheen raced up to Cute Emily, but Atlantic Jewel is there in the twinkling of an eye at the home turn. Into the straight now, and Mosheen with Atlantic Jewel, the 2 favourites, pair down and race 3 lengths clear from Shani Rose, and Hello Well Bell finishing off down the outside, but it looks like it's all Atlantic Jewel. She left Mosheen behind. She sprints away. She opens up, and it's a devastating, brilliant win. Atlantic Jewel by 3 lengths Mosheen, 2 lengths to Shani Rose, Hello Well Bell 4, and then to Well Bell as they swing around the turn. 400 left to go, and Mosheen raced up to Cute Emily, but Atlantic Jewel is there in the twinkling of an eye at the home turn. Into the straight now, and Mosheen with Atlantic Jewel, the 2 favourites, pair down and race 3 lengths clear from Shani Rose, and Hello Well Bell finishing off down the outside, but it looks like it's all Atlantic Jewel. She left Mosheen behind. She sprints away. She opens up, and it's a devastating, brilliant win. Atlantic Jewel by 3 lengths Mosheen, 2 lengths to Shani Rose, Hello Well Bell 4, and then Disputes and Ravel, followed by Kneeling, Celebrity Girl, Bliss Street Cute.
Well, she's a superstar. It was like watching a movie, like watching one of those things that they set up for a movie, where she just went past Hello Well Bell about the 800-metre mark there as Rod poses for the photo, and just won that race between the 800 and the 600. And then before you looked at it, she had the race put away. Astonishing performance in 1:35.86. Brilliant. Can you get the lid off for a little bit?
Yeah, well, she can do many things that I haven't seen horses do before.
And you were pretty...
Did Moody say about with Black Caviar that she comes around this turn here that fast, you think she's going to slip over, her legs are going to fall off, and she does this at track work. We run her up the last 2 with a mate, and she'll blow the mate away, but when I let her head go and give her a real squeeze, she just goes that quick. You think she's going to do some sort of injury. You've really got to sort of let them go through their gears.
She's brilliant today, but we haven't seen the best of her.
Yeah, I mean, if she was ridden properly and, ridden a patient race, then you probably see the best of her, but she's just that good. You don't want to risk anything with her, and you can ride her nice and arrogantly.
Exciting stuff. Great stuff, Michael. And the obvious question was, would you run her in the Cox Plate? I mean, the obvious temptation is to say yes.
Well, the rating figures say she's not far off Helmet, so and then Helmet's running around in it, but it can gut him and
favourite.
And Samantha and favourite.
Well, I think Samantha Miss was a superstar, but I think she's better than Samantha Miss.
Miss Finland?
Better than Miss Finland.
The fact is, they don't win it. Like they don't win it. There's only been one in history.
Yeah, but not many have run in it.
No, they haven't.
But some very good ones have and haven't won.
And I think she's better than all of them.
But all the festivities leading to into the BMW Caulfield Cup have taken place. Jockeys 2,400 metres from the top of the straight. No, we're not. Hang on. Here we go.
It's about Macedonian. Down the bottom, Southern Speed at $11. There was good money for her after she drew.
Lucas Cranach as well back to the railway side, followed by Macedonian, Unusual Suspect, and Doomski is last of all. Less than 800 metres to go, and Mighty High by neck to Night What Dream Peddler.
Green Moon wider out, and then Southern Speed waiting on a run. Precedence has been wide, and then Shoot Off Tullamore. Further back is Hawk Island. Managar getting up on the inside. Back behind them then, Lucas Cranach coming around the outside, and Scepter Party. December Draws in awful trouble. He's back fourth last. He surely couldn't win from there. Green Moon led around the home turn. Southern Speed in the clear. Lucas Cranach coming down the outside, and then came Tullamore. 250 to go now. Green Moon with Southern Speed closing on the outside. Tullamore and Lucas Cranach are wider out. Beaver getting through to the inside of the Managar. 100 metres to go. Southern Speed. Southern Speed burst to the front now. Raced away, and Southern Speed won the Caulfield Cup. A length and a half to Green Moon, Tullamore, and close up Managar the inside. Unusual Suspect got home from Lucas Cranach, and further back then.
It's a brilliant rise, but it was. Numbers here confirmed.
And as soon as she drew the barrier, they backed her at big odds. Leon McDonald, one of the gentlemen of the turf, is
It's ethereal to win the BMW Caulfield Cup yesterday, and Craig Williams now has 3 of the majors. He needs a Melbourne Cup to come. I'm not sure we saw the Melbourne Cup winner yesterday. Here's the Melbourne Cup market, and this is how it looks after yesterday. The story here for the Tats Cox Plate is going to be the weather conditions. There is a bad storm about 20 minutes away from the centre of Melbourne. The Cox Plate is 21 minutes away. So yes, that helmet has been sensationally backed to win this race. It's been $3.50 to $3 with Sportingbet Australia, and they are hammered with it here. There's a look at the tape market for this, and you can see on the tape there, 383.
They're off. Glass Harmonium missed it. Wall Street about a length slow also. Helmet away very, very fast. Lion Tamer began quickly. Down on the inside, King's Rose, Sincero. Jimmy Shue got away well. Helmet crosses over, finds the lead. Lion Tamer goes with him with a lap to go. Then King's Rose right on the back of the leader. Going up Ave Innes and Jimmy Shue. He's a handy fifth turning out of the straight. 900 left to go. And Helmet uncontested in front, led by a length. Second is Lion Tamer. Over on the inside, King's Rose, Jimmy Shue a half length away fourth. 2 lengths to Ave Innes fifth, and then Rekindled Interest Sincero. Efficient over on the outside as they come around the 800 turn. Plain God trying to follow him home. Then Shamrocker, followed by Pinker, Secret Admirer, Wall Street and Glass Harmonium at the 600 metres now, and Lion Tamer, and he goes up and he puts pressure on Helmet, and they go together. From Jimmy Shue third, King's Rose waiting on a run. Around them now Efficient, Rekindled Interest putting in his run, and they're followed by Pinker getting up on the fence, and then Plain God. Around the turn, Lion Tamer gone. Jimmy Shue's raced up to Helmet. Pinker getting into the clear. Jimmy Shue, the leader, into the straight from Helmet. Then Pinker, Rekindled Interest. Jimmy Shue in front. Pinker coming down the outside. It's Jimmy Shue tackled by Pinker. Pinker's taken the lead. Pinker in front, and she won it. Pinker won the Cox Plate from Jimmy Shue and Rekindled Interest. Close up is Secret Admirer, who got home, followed by Wall Street, King's Rose. Helmet weakened in the run home, followed by Efficient, and then Sincero, Playing God. Back behind those to finish Ave Innes.
Craig Williams doing this spring carnival. He produces a gem of a ride here on Pinker to deliver a knockout blow. And what a special ride.
What a week. Caulfield Cup, Geelong Cup and Cox Plate in the space of 7 days, Sammy. That's what
for me.
There are your interim dividends for Inglis on the 2011 Cox Plate. Pinker wins it.
Well, the difference was the Clyde Eve was probably too good for him, whereas Pinker probably wasn't too good for him, probably needed things to fall their way, maybe.
It was running great.
Big Williams, what can you say? He rode the script in the Caulfield Cup. He dead set wrote his own there yesterday. It was one of the best rides I've seen in years.
Talk about the favourite, Helmet, the 3-year-old.
He proved that in the Guineas. He's proved that all the way through his career.
3-year-olds,
yeah,
maybe not against them.
I just think it comes down. He didn't stay. His pedigree says he's not a stayer, and it's a whole from the mile to the 2000. It's a whole new pain barrier.
The running of the Wakefield Stakes, a race that history has not been too kind to the winner of the 1,000 Guineas, and the 1,000 Guineas winner this year, of course, is this outstanding filly, Atlantic Jewel. On the tote, $1.30. Pain in the glass.
It is Atlantic Jewel, open 126, just gets out of fraction to 128.
Pain down on the inside as they go down towards the home turn. Atlantic Jewel is now peeling out 3 wide around Pain in the Glass and Dowager Queen at the end. 600 metres to go. They're on the swing for home. La Delta Diva's going to corner in front of Bliss Street. Here's Atlantic Jewel now. Rod's creeping around the field. And she's in within about 3 lengths of the leading horses as they're on the swing into the straight now. Atlantic Jewel racing up wide on the course to go out after Ravel, who'd gone to the lead. Gliding's trying to get over heels of the front runner. She's working home. Bliss Street is boxing on the inside of Atlantic Jewel. Just ambled away from them and kicked them out 2 to 3 lengths in front. Gee, she's good. Opening up by 4 lengths now from Ravel. Bliss Street gliding. Dowager Queen coming home. But this is absolutely outstanding. Atlantic Jewel by 5 and won it very easily. Ravel second, Dowager Queen of the lead. Gliding's trying to get over heels of the front runner. She's working home. Bliss Street is boxing on the inside of Atlantic Jewel. Just ambled away from them and kicked them out 2 to 3 lengths in front. Gee, she's good. Opening up by 4 lengths now from Ravel. Bliss Street gliding. Dowager Queen coming home. But this is absolutely outstanding. Atlantic Jewel by 5 and won it very easily. Ravel second, Dowager Queen third from Gliding and Bliss Street. And behind them is Geo.
She's remarkable. She is the story in many ways of the spring. I know Black Caviar and Seapoy, but we knew they were great. But this filly is great, isn't she?
Mark Kavanagh, when I came to you, all you could do was raise your eyebrows. That was phenomenal.
Yeah, I haven't seen much like that before.
Just an exercise.
This is right. This is surround type stuff. Surround in her year, virtually from 1400 up to the Oaks distance of 2500, was just far too good for fillies. She was far too good for some older horses and colts as well. But this is very reminiscent. I know.
Best meeting of the year, I think. But it was the little filly that stole the show, I think, in the Group 2, Atlantic Jewel. She is something special. Maybe, like Surround was in her day. She just got that aura about her.
It's an absolute star, Joey. She is fantastic, Atlantic Jewel. I don't think I've seen a stronger performance from the 3-year-old filly. I saw some.
We've got some breaking news, significant news, and Glenn Munsey's joining us as well, Joe, because Atlantic Jewel is out of Thursday's VRC Oaks. Mark Kavanagh, about 10 minutes ago, texted me saying she was a doubtful starter. Now the confirmation is that she's pulled a hamstring, and Atlantic Jewel is out of Thursday's VRC.
The shortest priced Oaks favourite you'd ever seen. So look, hopefully she recovers from that little stretch of a hamstring there, and we'll see the best of her next preparation.
Glide into the race and then sprint away from them like they weren't there.
At the end of 2,000 metres, Bruce said almost the fastest last 200 of the day he's down. There you go.
It's amazing.
Yeah, no, a bit scared.
At Flemington, 2 odds on favourite successful. The first one, Galas, scrambles in, terrified us. The next one was terrifying just to watch how brilliant she was, Atlantic Jewel. And we've got a shorty coming up with Seapoy in this race. He's well and truly.
They said, thank you very much. Got down to as low as 128. Now just back out.
He's grand. This is a race reserved for the top-notch 3-year-olds, the Coolmore, formerly the Ascot Vale Star.
Ball, 600 left to go, and Satin Shoes, unique quality with Seapoy, about a length away on the outside of the leaders. Just behind them, Hot Schnitzel in the red colours, getting up on the inside ahead of Zamora. Bear Hero under a lot of pressure. Fox Wedge trying to run on, and back behind them, Adamantium. Uate's towards the end. Masthead now starting his sweep at the 300. Satin Shoes being grabbed by Seapoy. Hot Schnitzel, Zamora the far side. Here's Fox Wedge, he's in the clear now, but Seapoy went to the lead at the clock tower, raced away a length and a half on Satin Shoes, Zamora. Fox Wedge starting to come home well. Seapoy under the whip, the leader. Fox Wedge is having the last launch at him. Seapoy hanging on, getting tight. Seapoy hangs on and wins it from Fox Wedge. He got there by about a neck. 2 lengths, Zamora or Satin Shoes. They're in a photo for the miners. Up there to Adamantium, who finished off. Hot Schnitzel didn't give in, and behind to Adam.
He's not as dominant here as he has been against these 3-year-olds previously, and I get the feeling he might just be coming towards the end of his preparation. He didn't show.
Now, poor old Dr. Bateman, second and third. Johnny O'Shea, well, he sought counselling after Fox Wedge went under in the narrowest of margins there. He saw $10 million become not much. Difference. Rain Lover, Lots of Lope was able to do it twice, of course. So I think big twice, and then McColby Diva factors in twice, first and second and third. So it's American for their rides. Lemaire sitting by in the event that Williams fails, and I think Brad.
Bruce, the favourite is American. The winner of the race last year, 460. And of course, with the 50s, I said there hasn't been any. The Long Cup winner is a clear second favourite. Of course, the path that American came last year, it's been sort of 11 into 750. They're the only 200 in. Now to get a couple with a conservative ride, Dunedin, we bet as much as $41. He's now into $7.50.
I mean, number 9. I reckon Lucas Greenwich. Terrific.
When I saw at Mini Valley, when he lost momentum and then still picked him up in 2 stride.
Long Cup, Dunedin. Just the form's proving perfect into the
That set through last year by American, they'll be backed up this year by
Done it then.
For Richard, this year is the hardest race of all times. I'm going to go with the Sanchez to stick with American to beat Dunedin. We've seen them. They're
Better American. Sure hands this year. Simon O'Donnell tipping American last.
Watching Sky Racing tomorrow, we'll let you know what happens with Craig Williams.
It's the tote favourite at $4 not
To 550, back into 5.
About 1,300 metres left to go. It's Elo the leader. Cummings pair out in front for the time being. At the 1,200 metres, Elo by 3 lengths precedence. 3 lengths Managar, Jukebox Jury at first sight running down in 5th placing. A length and a half Boyon Corniche down on the inside rail. Followed by Naiwat on his outside. Then came the Verminator, 1,000 to go. Moden next from Drunken Sailor, Lucas Cranach, Shamrocker out wide. Tullamore next and then Dunedin about 10 off the leader. Followed Hawk Island and Fox Hunt, Red Cadeau. And then came Glass Harmonium, Scepter Party, American with a lot to do today. Then Unusual Suspect and Older Than Time. On the swing, and it's the 2 Cummings runners still. Elo the inside and precedence. The challengers are coming. Naiwat around the outside, puts in his run. Moden's off the track, Managar comes on. Then came at first sight looking for the way clear. Dunedin trying to find a way through. Lucas Cranach on the scene with a big run. With 300 metres to go now. Precedence hit the lead, but Managar challenges strongly. Lucas Cranach and getting up on the inside. Lost at the moment with a challenge. Here's Red Cadeau starting to flash home on the outside now. Lucas Cranach hit the lead. Red Cadeau coming down the outside. Dunedin is coming through in the middle. Dunedin, Red Cadeau and Lucas Cranach. Dunedin is coming hard. Dunedin, Red Cadeau. Dunedin and Red Cadeau, they hit the line. A photo finish between Dunedin and Red Cadeau, nothing in it. Third placing, Lucas Cranach, I'd say, from American. Precedence hit the lead, but Managar challenges strongly. Lucas Cranach and getting up on the inside, lost at the moment with a challenge. Here's Red Cadeau starting to flash home on the outside now. Lucas Cranach hit the lead. Red Cadeau coming down the outside. Dunedin is coming through in the middle. Dunedin, Red Cadeau and Lucas Cranach. Dunedin is coming hard. Dunedin, Red Cadeau. Dunedin and Red Cadeau, they hit the line. A photo finish between Dunedin and Red Cadeau, nothing in it. Third placing, Lucas Cranach, I'd say, from American. Not much between those two. Just off those horses, Managar. Fox Hunt, who came back. Naiwat battled away next, followed by Precedence at first sight. Fox.
It's about as close as you'll ever get. It's Bowron viewed all over again, isn't it? I mean, it's Michael Rod on the outside, Christoph.
I mean, apart from Lucas Cranach, nearly all Europeans.
Yeah, and they have just taken the lot here. Still don't know who's won this. This could be a dead heat. This could be a stretch. Yeah, the inside horse by that.
Which one? That's 2 points.
Is that a gap just in between? Now they're going for Dunedin. Well, the French do it again, and this young man.
Because it is so close. I mean, 10 years ago, before this digital photography, it would have been called a dead heat, and I almost think it should be, but you know, Dunedin's got his nose just on the line.
past the line, David. All internationals.
Well, the first Aussie was Naiwat in 8th, in TRB number 23. But let's focus on the winner here, Dunedin, through the Geelong Cup. What an absolute dream run he had in transit, Sam. He got the run through.
Been close finishes here all day at Flemington, but none closer than what we just saw then. The numbers 3, 12, 9 and 1.
His price tag and his pedigree. Dunedin was picked up out of the Arcana mixed sale in France in 2006 for €1,500. Sold to a Dutch breeder, was then plucked out of that stable as a 3-year-old after winning in France. Who would have thought he'd go on to one of the biggest stages in the world to win the greatest staying race, the Emirates Melbourne Cup? Ronnie, I know you were a fan of him.
Oh, for sure, especially after Geelong. You know, he's just had a beautiful attitude. He relaxed, and look at him fight here towards the finish. He was terrific.
C'est une lutte à mort.
What's that?
A fight to the finish. In French.
The horse on the outside, Red Cadeau, he's got a white nose. You could make a case that that little white nose wasn't shown up in that photo finish.
Right. A lot of people said, why didn't they just, if you consider Lucas Cranach an international, which he qualified overseas and he only had 2 runs in Australia so far, the first 8 over the line, they're all international horses.
I didn't.
Melbourne Cup is getting a better and better horse race, and now you're probably going to need 52.5 or 53 to fit into that 24 horse field.
Then I pose the Oaks as we build up. That's about 2, David at the board. Mosheen 490, Dowager Queen 360, gliding at $5.
Dollars. It was backing this morning though. Dowager Queen 350.
800 left to go in the Oaks, and Machine, she's had an easy run. Can she run the trip? She led by 3/4 Ravel. Geo gliding, creeping a bit closer. Dowager Queen poised. Victoria the rail as they're coming around the turn. Then Flame of Lanka fallen one. Well back Pentimento, Lady Jouster, and going ahead of her, Roma Giaconda as they swing around the turn. Still Machine had the lead. She's out by 2 lengths. Ravel, Victoria, Geo boxing on. Gliding next, can't go on. Dowager Queen, but Machine, she's sprinted away from them at the 300. She opened up 4 lengths on Dowager Queen, Roma Giaconda and Victoria, but it is all Machine with 120 metres to go. She's 5 or 6 lengths in front, dictated it out in front, and Danny Nicholik's going to finally win this Oaks, and Machine romped it in by 7 lengths. Dowager Queen, Roma Giaconda swing around the turn. Still Machine had the lead. She's out by 2 lengths. Ravel, Victoria, Geo boxing on. Gliding next, can't go on. Dowager Queen, but Machine, she sprinted away from them at the 300. She opened up 4 lengths on Dowager Queen, Roma Giaconda and Victoria, but it is all Machine with 120 metres to go. She's 5 or 6 lengths in front, dictated it out in front, and Danny Nicholik's going to finally win this Oaks, and Machine romped it in by 7 lengths. Dowager Queen, Roma Giaconda, Victoria ran 4th, and then Geo. Back behind them, Pentimento gliding, didn't finish it off, nor did Ravi. Victoria ran 4th, and then Geo.
The triple, she led all the way. She won like Atlantic Jewel, to be honest. She won by the same margin that she won by in the Wakefield. She's by the same sire Fastnet Rock.
She's won the VRC Crown Oaks by 8 lengths. Well, we've sung her praises for a while. Let's give a word now to Danny Nicholik, Sammy. The numbers are 1, 2, 5 and 7.
She was as great as what we thought Atlantic Jewel would have been. But it doesn't matter.
They're both exceptional, aren't they? But, I mean, Machine was beating the other fillies as easily as Atlantic Jewel was beating her. So
What have the margins been for Atlantic Jewel? Like 7 by 9? But that was wonderful ride. You see it.
A marvellous performance. Like she's gone from the Slipper to the Oaks in the same year. She would have beat her.
Not by that far, though.
Atlantic Jewel would have beat her.
I don't think she'd have put another 6 on her, not on this performance.
No. She would have been.
Would have been a good contest.
It would have been a contest, but she's a freak of nature. This is Atlantic Jewel. She's the find of the carnival.
Atlantic Jewel and Machine, they are the highest class 3-year-olds. They are fantastic 3-year-olds.
You said that about Streamer. What about Streamer?
And Streamer is in that group, I think. I think there's a good group there.
See the greatest. If you've come to see the greatest, here she is.
Because that's what we do. I can tell you she's unwreckable. You know,
Played like the walk up the Warrnambool Hill only, triple and 4 times as many, and far more.
They're racing. Black Caviar gets a pretty good getaway. Peak and Midsummer Music towards the end. 800 left to go, and it's buffering the leader. Black Caviar sitting well away from the rails. Looked to be idling along in second placing, tracked up then by Katana, Response in the red cap over on the outside, and then Scenic Blast, Midsummer Music, and Peak is at the end of the field. So it's buffering only narrowly. Black Caviar at the 400 metres actually might have taken over the running here. Black Caviar in front now from buffering Katana, Scenic Blast, Response, Midsummer Music. They pass the 300 metres, and Luke Nolan hasn't released the brakes on the great mare. Out she goes. She's 3 lengths in front now. The Wonder Mare. Black Caviar now by 3, opening right up on buffering and Kurtana. But the mighty champion is going to make it 16 straight. We've never seen the like of her before. Black Caviar won it by 3 buffering, stayed on for second. So it's buffering only narrowly. Black Caviar at the 400 metres actually might have taken over the running here. Black Caviar in front now from buffering Kurtana, Scenic Blast, Response, Midsummer Music. They pass the 300 metres, and Luke Nolan hasn't released the brakes on the great mare. Out she goes. She's 3 lengths in front now. The Wonder Mare. Black Caviar now by 3, opening right up on buffering and Kurtana. But the mighty champion is going to make it 16 straight. We've never seen the like of her before. Black Caviar won it by 3 buffering, stayed on for second. Midsummer Music, Katana.
How she does it. She does it differently. She's different to anyone we've ever seen before. It's an effortless motion, and it is
16 in a row, eclipsing the record of Turf Legends Carbine and Burnborough. What more can be said? That was simply a stroll in the park and the easiest $600,000 she'll ever earn.
Well, I'll tell you this, and this will be taken out of context and taken the wrong way. This is a superstar mare. This is not horse racing. They might as well save the place prize money and just put on the $600,000 exhibition gallop, because that's all this is. It's not their fault. They've got the greatest sprinting mare in the world. There's no doubt. I don't think she'll ever be beaten. She is unbelievable, all of that. But it's not racing now. She's just too good for them.
Will be favoured on all three totes because A, she's in good form. B, 240 to 210, back at the 215. Hortensia, she's a very good mare.
Touch, 750 to go. It's Word in front by a length. Rarefied's gone up running second now. Then came Eliotto back on the inside of Avanti. Atencia's just behind the running fifth at the 600 for Your Eyes Only, followed then by Kid Schwarzier. A length away to Morant, had to be Clorka's back on the fence. Then came Grand Nirvana and Ego's Dare. Elusive Touch is last on the turn. As they'd straightened at the 400, it's Word around the bend in front. McAvoy now goes on Rarefied. Rarefied heads him. 2 lengths behind them, Avanti. Eliotto's on the rails. Hortensia's beginning to wind up. It's Rarefied, but Word kicks. Word again regains the lead. Rarefied comes again, and here's Hortensia now and flying Grand Nirvana. Hortensia reaches the lead. It's 2 wins in the Winterbottom for the great mare. Hortensia, first Group 1 win for her, and she scored from Grand Nirvana. Now third, Rarefied's there. Down the outside, Elusive Touch, and old Had to be Clorka also stuck his head into the action. And after having the Group 1 Galaxy taken from her on protest, isn't there some synergy surrounding this win?
Than Craig Williams at the moment. Hortensia winning her first Group 1, the Winterbottom Stakes, a race she won when it was a Group 2 back in 2009. Now under the care of Paul Massara.
Williams at the top of his game. This mare probably a class above these horses. And
as you see the mare walking behind us, and there's a big cheer squad, the Black Caviar cheer squad, and right amongst us, just around the corner. The market, well, does it really matter in this day and age with her? $1.10, eh? $1.10. Strides over 200 metres in the average racehorse.
But now it's $1.06. You're taking that for your
punters have just come, maybe for this hour either side of it, just to, kids have come along, they can't have the whole day here.
Mike Simons down, you haven't let anybody down. You've come here in your drives. This is more than a Caulfield Cup crowd for mine. And
last. So Dan Zalem had the lead now, going to the side of the course, a length and a half, Midas Touch. In on the rails in third, placing Doubtful Jack. And fourth on the outside is Black Caviar, idling along about 3 lengths away from the leader. Then Playing God, Precedence, Elo's Southern Speed and Efficient is last of all, 8 lengths from the front runner. At the 600, Dan Zalem the leader. Midas Touch is second, a length and a half away. Doubtful Jack. Nolan hasn't gone yet on the great mare, Black Caviar. She's creeping into it. Tracked up by Playing God, Elo, Precedent, Southern Speed and Efficient. Now they're on the swing. Black Caviar within a length of the leader, which is now Midas Touch, who claimed Dan Zalem. Into the straight now, Black Caviar. The awesome racehorse races to the front. She's kicked away now. She's home. She's 3 lengths clear. Playing God is running on. Southern Speed is making ground, but the pride of Australia is the greatest show on earth. Black Caviar won it by 3 lengths to Southern Speed. Black Caviar within a length of the leader, which is now Midas Touch, who claimed Dan Zalem. Into the straight now, Black Caviar. The awesome racehorse races to the front. She's kicked away now. She's home. She's 3 lengths clear. Playing God is running on. Southern Speed is making ground, but the pride of Australia is the greatest show on earth. Black Caviar won it by 3 lengths to Southern Speed, Playing God. And then either Elo, Doubtful Jack or Midas Touch across the track.
Win number 18, as easy as you like. $1.85 not to be used with the whip. That one home as well. Times horrendous, 125, 1-4. Who cares? They came to see an event. They came to see a champion. They crawled for the race and she's just chugged over the line as easy as you like.
We feel privileged to having called this great mare in a race.
Yeah, look, this is, and they've seen one of the greatest mares the world's ever seen. That's number 18.
You don't see that, mate, Shark, do you? You don't see those scenes at Caulfield Cup Day. You don't see it. I mean, people have become fans of racing, which is different to being a paying punter. I know you didn't pay yesterday, but
absolutely. Yeah. The thing I love about it is that the crowd's united behind one horse. And
there's a nice little touch there yesterday when you were heading towards the 400-metre start there at Caulfield, and the bloke had just run himself out, I think, so he could sit up there. They are there on the top of the nets there. Quite amazing, but you had time in your little preparation there to give them a thumbs up and say good on your fella.
You see what you see there, and the
It's like Usain Bolt. He looks like he's doing half pace when he's breaking 10 seconds. So she might well be the equine version of Usain Bolt.
Was there ever a time early days, perhaps in training?
Saying she's our champion. I don't think I've seen one better. And what about London? They've got their main course of the Olympics this year, but what an entree they're going to have with Black Caviar arriving.
Yes, she's phenomenal. She's the best sprinting thoroughbred in the world. There's little or no doubt about that.
Expressway Stakes, and we see Rain Affair going for 9 from 10. This is in the yard, but I can tell you on course that Rain Affair is $1.60 to $1.50. Actually, Brent, would you...
Right inside into shootout from Strike the Stars, and Snipers Bullet at the tail of the field. As they come into the straight now, 450 out, Rain Affair in front by 3. Winter King doing the chasing, Centennial Park third, Rangi Rangdu was 4th. And then Dan Lee and Shootout from Sacred Choice coming into the straight. He nurses Rain Affair, looking for 8 straight. He's about 3 in front of Winter King. Then Centennial Park, Rangi Rangdu, Shootouts are weaving between horses, but Rain Affair, he now draws the whip. He's still got a commanding lead. He's about 4 or 5 in front. He went further ahead when he gave him a crack with a whip. Now eases up late and he wins it easily. Centennial Park got second. Shootout, I'd say, third in front of Winter King. Then Strike the Stars, Dan Lee, Sacred Choice, Sniper's Bullet, and Rangi Rangdu finished last of all.
Oh, some very good runs heading into the autumn in that race, but none better than the winner, Rain Affair. He is an amazing sprinter here. Joe Pryor has done such a good job with him. Corey Brown.
Yeah. What's happened to Not a Snip of Doubt? Nothing compared to what Rain Affair's doing. Rich, he looks the real deal.
Hey, look, he's a pretty...
Now 9 from 10, and he's Apollo Stakes bound.
He is an outstanding racehorse. You say, Black Caviar, how she conserves energy, and that's her greatest asset. This horse is the exact opposite. He's got a lot of ability, Group 1 ability, but he's just all energy. He just doesn't know when to stop. There's more upside to him than what you think.
He's the most exciting up-and-coming sprinter in the land at the moment. I've no doubt about that. That was amazing because he over-raced a little early. He's not
all his life.
He's not an orthodox horse.
More Lightning Stakes, and she's the hot favourite. Although the tote's saying $1.50 at this stage, the bookies are saying $1.10, and they've got plenty here today. $1.10 on Tats at this stage. We'll get Sam's thoughts on how he parades in the yard. Hey, is the champ. Black Caviar. Do I need to say anything here, Shane?
No. What do we need to say? That she's very, very, very good, and she's 9 out to 11 on course, so gets to those double fit. Black Caviar $1.10 hasn't budged.
They're off and racing. Black Caviar brilliantly out of the barrier stalls, and Lone Rock jumped well, and so did Haylist, and the 3-year-old Fox Wedge was away quickly. Buffering being ridden along to try and take a position near the speed as well as they settle down. And it's Black Caviar who has a slender lead with Haylist on her outside. Haylist now going to the lead ahead of Black Caviar, and Buffering in the blue colours on the far side, the leading trio. And they were clear then from Fox Wedge, Temple of Boom, Feeling Ready, Lone Rock, Secret Flyer and Metallurgical to the 400. And Haylist closest to the stands, the leader with Black Caviar. Buffering's under the whip and 3 lengths to Fox Wedge. Down in the final 300, and Haylist clinging on narrowly, but now here comes the great mare, and Black Caviar raced up and she's gone past Haylist. Schofield had to pull the whip. She's having a bit of a race, but Black Caviar is a length and a half in front, and the Wonder from Down Under wins again. Black Caviar 19 straight from Haylist. Photo to the 400, and Haylist closest to the stands, the leader with Black Caviar. Buffering's under the whip and 3 lengths to Fox Wedge. Down in the final 300, and Haylist clinging on narrowly, but now here comes the great mare, and Black Caviar raced up and she's gone past Haylist. Schofield had to pull the whip. She's having a bit of a race, but Black Caviar is a length and a half in front, and the Wonder from Down Under wins again. Black Caviar 19 straight from Haylist. Photo third, Fox Wedge and Buffering. Lone Rock, Temple of Boom, Feeling Ready, Metallurgical and Secret Ready, Metallurgical and Secret Flyer.
Well, all honours to Haylist, who made it a great fight, but again had to surrender to the champion. Black Caviar surrender to the champion. Black Caviar comes out to make it 19 straight. She was there for the fight, and she makes it look soft in the end. A superstar, an Australian legend she is now. No horse has been undefeated in 19. She equals the Australian record of 19 consecutive wins. Where will 20 be? Well, let's not worry about that right now. Let's worry. Special again. She never disappoints.
Speaking of something special, she's only 0.03 outside of Special's course record. She has been given the race of her life today by Haylist. He really threw down the gauntlet.
Yeah, exactly. You know, anytime she's been up for a fight, and he's the only horse that's ever made her fight, and all due respect, he's a great horse, isn't he? But he's just unfortunate in an era that he's run into an equine freak, I suppose.
Let me head off that man. She's bloody wonderful, and she really toughs it out, you know. And you know, yeah, she touched me, you know. She really, the chips were down, and she showed a lot of courage, you know.
Wonder from down under, because that's what she is. No horse ever in Australasian racing history has won 19 unbeaten. Of course, Gloaming and Desert Gold in their careers were able to put 19 together, but this is new territory. The time there says 50. Let's get to some splits itself. Now, this should be a record, 55-53. Special may run 55-58. We'll never know.
Absolutely.
No tenths.
Vince Accardi from Daily Sectionals. If you were out there this morning watching this show, please get Specials tape and run it through your system and let us know what time she actually ran. We want to know if this is a record.
Fancy horses run this. 31.78, 21.80, and 11.40 when Luke's put the handbrake on there again. 41.99 for 800 metres.
Yeah, it's truly incredible. And
just her own sectional splits here when we're still another one for Vince. Any horse has broken 10 seconds between a furlong, 600 to 400 metres. She's run 9.98.
And anyone that clocked the gallop, shaking their heads. She reeled off extraordinary sectionals without breaking the record yesterday at Flemington. Ronnie, amazing performance.
It was an amazing performance. She went in for a fight. She got a fight, and she come out on top again and again.
Run one sectional, officially clocked at under 10 seconds. 9.98. I've never seen it before. I mean, sectionals have only been around for the last decade or so, but 9.98, I haven't seen it before.
Should they keep record of special?
In defence of a time, I don't think there's been any track record broken at Flemington since they've laid down the new track. I think they're all old course records. Maybe knowing it was 1,000 metres yesterday was just unbelievable.
There was 50 metre line, both horses. I mean, in that sectional, Playlist ran 10.04. So he was only a breath outside breaking 10 as well himself. So it was a stellar effort from him.
Well, her second, unbelievable.
Exactly. He's a first Group 1 in this afternoon sporting bet, Oakley Plate. But he's got a big fish to fry here in Sepoy, and they totally dominate what's going on here in the betting aspect of it, and probably what we're going to talk about as well. Runners are slowly coming to the yard behind us. Here's what the market says at this stage. On the totes, Bell Sprinters 290, Sepoy is 350. It's pretty similar to what is happening. Good luck to you. I'll train him in Dubai. That he is banged up, ready to go.
Racing. Sepoy probably about a half a length slow. Wirram went back in the field in the early part. Bell Sprinters right out the back, settling towards the end. Here's Sepoy being driven hard to find the lead with Winter King, and they go together leading side. With him is Eagle Falls, 2 lengths Johanna Pine, Diplomatic Force, and they're followed then by Sterling Grove, Elite Falls, Yosei and Wirram. Up towards the turn of the Oakley Plate, Sepoy outside, Winter King share the lead from African Pulse. First Command, fourth on the rail from Facile Tigre. Satin Shoes is in between horses as they cornered, and then came Katana, Johanna Pine, and down the outside Elite Falls. Sepoy led narrowly at the 200 from Winter King. On the outsiders, Facile Tigre starting to come home, and then Katana at Elite Falls. Sepoy the leader, 100 to go. First Command, Facile Tigre close, and Elite Falls. Elite Falls swaps them, and Wirram came late. Elite Falls and Wirram hit it together from Facile Tigre, and came Katana, Johanna Pine, and down the outside Elite Falls. Sepoy led narrowly at the 200 from Winter King. On the outsiders, Facile Tigre starting to come home, and then Katana at Elite Falls. Sepoy the leader, 100 to go. First Command, Facile Tigre close, and Elite Falls. Elite Falls swaps them, and Wirram came late. Elite Falls and Wirram hit it together from Facile Tigre, and First Command close up on the inside. Sepoy wilted late to just miss out, followed closely then by Master of Design. Were followed by Sterling Grove, and then back behind those to finish in the race, Eagle Falls, Never a Chance Today, African Pulse weekends out with Katana, Diplomatic Force, and well back as
Swarham's Oakley Plate number 4 go on the frame here. It's 4, 16 and 7 the numbers. What a race. How did it change in the last 50 metres from Sepoy looking a chance to Elite Falls swooping, and then from Wirram from last with an amazing turn of speed here to win an Oakley Plate. A huge result here for Rob Heathcote. For Damien Brown in 1 3-point.
Yeah, he'll go to the Newmarket now, and it's, look, I'm as proud as Punch. I've got Wirram and Little Buffering run his heart out last week behind the great mare. So, Melissa Leach, she does a fantastic.
First to last under 5 lengths, under 0.9 of a second. Race changed enormously.
5 lengths across the field, as you said. Wirram to come from where he was in that run We knew they were going to go fast. It's an Oakley plate. But that was just an unbelievable final 400 metres. And the lead falls as well to come up underneath him. But he looked through the field, master of design. No luck at all. Yosei was great. Eagle Falls, no luck.
The last at Eagle
Well, at the end of his races, when it's a dry track, Rob, he can just rattle off any sectional time.
Yeah, exactly, Ron. And, you know, I've openly said in the past he's got the best finish of any horse I have, and probably the best finish of any horse I'll ever have. And you're right, when things go his way, and I guess that's the benefit or the main reason we brought Damien Brown down to ride this horse. I mean, Damien knows this horse.
Low flying, isn't it?
It is.
We say with Haylist, I still reckon they're going to run.
Short price favourite for the feature race, the Group 2 Apollo Stakes. There he is on screen, Rain Affair. He has been not a happy horse here. $1.45 he is in the ring, in from $1.50, but he's been rearing, he's been kicking, he's been totally unsettled. He's settled down a little bit now. All right, let's have a look at these run in a row. The first horse to do that, all on Sydney tracks in consecutive races since Peter Pan, going a long way back. He's currently still...
Rain Affair broke fast on the outside. He's got his head in front in the first 100 metres from Gathering, and Trusting is being ridden along, and then starts me up in a forward spot. Sniper's Bullet going along the fence, followed by Sacred Choice, and then Gathering. 2 lengths behind them, Centennial Park, and then came Tullamore, Herculean Prince, and Danley. Raggy Ring do a long way out of his ground, and Hawk Island last. Rain Affair held together as they make the home turn. Sniper's Bullet and Starts Me Up are under pressure. Then further back behind them, Shootout pushing out into the clear, Trusting down the outside, but Rain Affair went into another gear at the 300. He raced away 3 lengths in front of Sniper's Bullet, then Shootout followed by Centennial Park. Danley working home down the outside, running on late. He goes for the whip on Rain Affair. He's holding the lead comfortably, and Rain Affair makes it 9 straight to go down to beat the stablemates. That got second, Danley third, followed by Herculean Prince. And then Tullamore and Centennial Park from Sniper's Bullet and Trusting.
Rain Affair takes out the Apollo Stakes. The Group 2, no concerns whatsoever over 1,400 metres. Again, he's broken their hearts. He's beaten home Trusting, Shootout rather, and also number 4, Danley. We've got the photo there, but we'll bring those at the times and margins. 2 1/4 lengths by a head, 1:22.34 the time.
Fair completing 9 straight victories in the Group 2 Apollo Stakes. The first horse to win that many in a row since Peter Pan in the Harbour City.
A marvellous achievement. He's just got lost in the moment with the Black Caviar thing, understandably so, but very hard to do. He's won 10 from 11, his last 9 straight.
Rosehill Gardens, the first of the feature races. The Group 2s is the Silver Slipper. And, of course, we've got a beautiful bunch of 2-year-olds here for Patinack Farm going around. Piero Ricci, the favourite, but most of them dropped.
Racing. Piero missed the start, came out last of all. Best out on the outside was Collect, who took up the running and led from Asusa. Then a sack after being trapped wide. Piero went through underneath it, followed further back by A Bridge Too Far, and Kyria last of all. So the first starter, Collect, led. Asusa's railed up to almost join it now, 650 out, and then Assassinate working hard out wide. Maydung in the middle, followed over on the inside by Brave Soul. Then Piero, followed by Kyria, and the Deem's Quest is back second last, and last A Bridge Too Far. Into the straight, Collect on the outside of Asusa. They lead from Assassinate. Maydung pushing out into the clear. Then Piero. Brave Soul along the fence to Deem's Quest right down the outside. It's Collect and Asusa fighting it out. 1.5 lengths on Piero, who's starting to run out after them. Asusa on the inside, grabbed by Piero. Piero in the centre of the track. He was a big drifter on course, but he's taken the lead and he'll win the Silver Slipper. Piero goes on to beat Asusa. Kyria got third. Then Collect, followed by Maydung.
Farm Silver Slipper Stakes for 2012. Heading on towards the Golden Slipper. He's beaten home a very...
Come around, put out at $4.60 here on track. That'll be your maximum if you don't mind.
And he was sold through the weaning sale, the Magic Man weaning sale for $115,000.
October. I know you've had a lot of 2-year-old winners. We've only ever said it about one, and it was when this horse won the Breeders' Plate. You said he'll win the Golden Slipper.
He's a very, very good horse. And
They said back in October last year when Piero made his debut.
you just saw the Golden Slipper winner. This is the most outstanding. I'm telling you, you don't realise. This horse was such a babe, literally, after the Canterbury trials. And I put the blinkers on him, and I just did a few little things with him, and it just switched him on unbelievably. The improvement since his trial would be 6 lengths. Now, if he can improve that much in 10 days or 12 days, what can he do in the next 6 months? I'll turn him out now. You just look out for him in the autumn.
The stable said this was their best 2-year-old, and as you say, Richard, it came into the yard and
well, its guts were nearly dragging on the ground. It went from 280 to 440 in a twinkling and still bolted in. So there's only upside. He's a very, very good horse.
Fiero Raceway, no looking back. Go see Schnitzel. All two sides plus Produce Stakes, only 12 minutes away. The favourite is All Too Hard. Terrific lineup of 2-year-olds here. So about 2-year-olds, it's about 1999 the way I'm looking at it here. Sorry.
Mama's choice between horses. 2 to 3 lengths clear from Timely Truce, followed by All Too Hard, giving the speed about 7 or 8 lengths, being followed by Bradman Rapper's Delight, and at the end of the field is Kenja Wood. Up towards the bend they race now. Tatra at the 600 metres away from the rail had the lead. Sham Express is on the fence and Road Trippin is third. About a length away is No Smoke and out wider, and then came Mama's choice between horses as they cornered Proto down on the rail, followed by Rosambo. Down the outside is All Too Hard, starting to run on fairly well, and Jamando coming between horses. 300 to go. Sham Express getting up on the inside to tackle Tatra. Proto's on the scene with Road Trippin, and now All Too Hard. All Too Hard on the outside starts to swap them and spread it straight past them. Boy, he's good. It's racing away now. All Too Hard by 3 to 4 lengths to Road Trippin and Proto, and All Too Hard won it all too easily by 3.5. Proto kicks, might grab the second, I'd say, just in front of Road Trippin. Tatra stayed on the star.
Well, I might be Black Caviar's half brother, but I'm All Too Hard and I'm bloody good. Watch that race from about the 600. Only one horse was travelling on the bit under double wraps and he didn't let it go. It was just too easy for All Too Hard. That's great. Great to see a horse mark his name as himself, not who he's related to here.
And that has broke the bit, and he looked like he was going half pace. He's a superstar, this horse.
He is not who he's related to, but it will be relative. All Too Hard. They did go hard in the first 1,000 here.
He might have unearthed an absolute superstar in the 2-year-old race too, in the Silence Produce. That horse, All Too Hard. He put in a performance that said to me he can win the Slipper, and he could probably win the Caulfield Guineas, and he just did phenomenal things yesterday. So
Group 1 race here, the Lexus Newmarket Handicap, a big field to get through in the mounting yard. There's the totes. And Haylist is your tote favourite from Rain Affair, pretty much the same in the ring. Fox Wedge.
There was one hiccup in his 1,200 metre form when he pulled up a bit scratchy. Otherwise, he's unbeaten. If you take out the 2 times he ran into the unbeatable. So I don't think he's got too much rate with 58.5. Maybe a couple right down the bottom have got away from him, but he deserves his crack at this. I think
settling fully now, and it's Buffering who had the lead down on the inside in company with Rain Affair. Rain Affair now leading in Waratah's Secret. Turak Toff beat it in behind that bunch of horses, followed by Albert the Fat, and further back was King's Rose of that inside division up the middle of the course. And Haylist and Fox Wedge show the way with African Pulse, and just behind them Metallurgical, followed by Lone Rock plotting up the middle of the track, and they're followed then by further back as Rock Classic. Eagle Falls the widest runner with 400 metres to go now. Haylist and Fox Wedge the leaders. Buffering down on the inside is right there. Beat it starting to come home. Rain Affair was battling. It's Buffering in front with about 150 to go. Haylist and Fox Wedge are coming at him. Buffering with Haylist coming hard. Buffering narrowly. Haylist trying his heart out. He's driving at the line on the outside, and he's made it really close. Haylist and Buffering hit it together. Photos for third. Woorham's come home. With 400 metres to go now. Haylist and Fox Wedge the leaders. Buffering down on the inside is right there. Beat it starting to come home. Rain Affair was battling. It's Buffering in front with about 150 to go. Haylist and Fox Wedge are coming at him. Buffering with Haylist coming hard. Buffering narrowly. Haylist trying his heart out. He's driving at the line on the outside, and he's made it really close. Haylist and Buffering hit it together. Photos for third. Woorham's come home. Feeling ready. Up there too, Fox Wedge, and also Live and Let Die. King's Rose not far away down near the inside. First horses was Albert the Fat, beaded, followed then by Mr. Shard Vasil Tigra, Temple of Boom, and Ward Vasil Tigra, Temple of Boom, and it's the photo.
Outstanding. He deserved it. What a fantastic horse he is. And Haylist, a thoroughly deserved victory. It actually ran to script, didn't it? Buffering, they were second and third in the lightning behind the great Black Caviar, and today they come out 1-2, and finally Haylist has a moment in the sun, and a big one it is too, giving weight under this handicap scale of everything. He had to dig as deep as he possibly could, giving Buffering of 4 kilos, and absolutely brilliant. And Fox handicapping
1, 8, 22 and 21 are feeling ready. He runs yet another fabulous race. He runs fourth
Deserved his day in the sun, and as it's turned out, the handicap has actually probably done us a favour because now he's created history. He's done something that no horse has done for more than half a century. And
That's a metric record for Haley, 58.5. He's got one on Black Caviar. He carried 58 the year before.
It's just phenomenal. It just underlined what a star he really is. And
unreal. He's just an absolute superstar. To carry that weight and do what he did was just one of the greatest performances you'll ever see.
Prior to yesterday, his rating was 124. On yesterday, that performance will see it at 126 or 127. So that was career best. Was the reaction from the handicappers yesterday, Joe?
Okay.
The Australian Cup, sponsored by Dubai. Dubai, of course, a big association now with the Victoria Racing Club. And what a great place it is to go, I must say, Dubai. Dubai Australian Cup, American from France.
So Elo, the leader, he's heading towards the halfway, 1,000 metres to go. He's been wanting to do it fast all of the way. Glass Harmonium 2 lengths away and 2 lengths to Playing God. Managar, a further length and a half. Southern Speed, who's had a lovely run, and 2.5 lengths to Precedence. American and Efficient last on the inside. 700 left to go in search of the turn in the Australian Cup. And Elo by 2 lengths to Glass Harmonium. Managar, Playing God under pressure the inside, and then Southern Speed as they swing around the turn. Back behind them, Precedence, American, peeling wide and Efficient. They're into the straight now, and Elo with a narrow lead. Southern Speed is the first to throw out the challenge. Glass Harmonium boxing on. Managar coming through. Right down the outside was American. It's Southern Speed who's run to the lead at the 300 ahead of American, and a gap in the field coming down the outside. Precedence with American with 200 to go. Managar kicking back. Southern Speed and Managar. American a length and a half away. Managar and Southern Speed and Managar. American closing on them. 3-way go. They hit the line. Managar or Southern Speed and a bobbing. 200 to go. Managar kicking back. Southern Speed and Managar. American a length and a half away. Managar and Southern Speed and Managar. American closing on them. 3-way go. They hit the line. Managar or Southern Speed and a bobbing photo finish. There's nothing in that with American third. Precedence ran fourth. A break then to Efficient, followed in by Playing God, Glass Harmonium.
Now look at Williams with his head down, trying to get everything out of Southern Speed in the 2000. Okay, Shane.
And it sure is. Thanks, mate. Right, now let's get back to the punting.
Guy, the look down on the Fulton shape of Maidan.
War artist Kevin Shea. 10 Hortensia, Craig Williams, take out at 11. Number 12 is
Success, having missed a year in between, and Join Fun Spinning to do exactly the same thing. Soul Power.
Alcor Sprint, sponsored by Emirates NBD.
Gates fly, and they're racing in the Elgars Sprint. Mashua Joe from the inside, one of the first away. Nocturnal Affair, Asian Virgo and War Artist. Prohibit behind the pace, followed further back by Invincible Ash, and then came Soul Power. Well back is Better Be the One, and Hortensia's at the tail of the field as they race onto the course proper. Past the 400 metres mark, Mashua Joe, joined by August Rush. Soul Power coming down the outside, and Joy and Fun on the inside. They're all across the track. Soul Power on the outside. Hortensia's flashing home. Hortensia coming from last. Hortensia's won the Elgars Sprint. Hortensia has got up to beat Joy and Fun, and Hortensia's at the tail of the field as they race onto the course proper. Past the 400 metres mark, Mashua Joe, joined by August Rush. Soul Power coming down the outside, and Joy and Fun on the inside. They're all across the track. Soul Power on the outside. Hortensia's flashing home. Hortensia coming from last. Hortensia's won the Elgars Sprint. Hortensia has got up to beat Joy and Fun and Soul Power in a photo for the minor money. Mashua Joe just behind those from Better Be the One. August Rush, Secret Asset, Margaret.
Because Hortensia's come from last, and as I say, I think any front runner that's even remotely involved in the finish there deserves some credit. They went hard.
At the finish, Hortensia comes over the top of them. The daughter of Testarossa wins pace.
Hortensia was fantastic, and the race was set up for her because they went hell for leather out in front. She was able to sit off the back. She was last most of the way, peel out and make that one run, and Craig timed it to perfection.
So Faustus About to move towards the 600. And Amarino led by a half on Red Excitement, 2 to Piero, third Epilep on the outside of Shelford. They race together about 4 off the lead. Faustus at the back of the field with trophies. The 2 Rock Colts and Geldings come for home in the first of the day. And Amarino beat off Red Excitement, led by 2.5. Piero is now switched into the clear. Nash calling on him to come after the leader. Epilep joining in as well. And then Shelford, but Piero for the 200 now. Tackle Amarino. Epilep's going with Piero. So Piero on the inside and Epilep. They settle down to find it out. Epilep on the outside has got his head in front. Piero rallies on the inside. Fights back, comes again. And in a bobbing finish, I think Piero won it. Photo very tight, but it might be Piero from Epilep. Shelford got third. Then Amarino.
Wait on the judge, but Richie, yeah, it is definitely Piero. Number 2, Nasrawilla Piero takes out the top.
Well back, he started $2.05 on track.
We are up to the Group 1s. The Randvet Stakes is the first of them, and Shootout, the Chipping Norton Stakes winner. He is the favourite, a former Derby winner here. Of course, as a 3-year-old in Sydney, he's around 320 on the tote.
Same on the tote. Trusting's been rock solid around the $10 mark. They've just taken the 350 in the ring. Shootout's into 330 now. Manigar, 5 out to 650. 800 out, and the leader is Zarveet. He's in front by a length on the favourite Shootout. Rangi Rangdu moving up to third, but he's had a tough run. Southern Speed saving ground near the inside, in the middle Elo. Then Manigar, followed by Trusting. Scarlet Lady out wide, followed by Wall Street and Scenic Shot. Then at the head of the others, Niwot, Hawk Island, and Tullamore last of all. Getting to the business end now, 400 to go. Zarveet in front, Shootout and Rangi Rangdu straight up on the outside, and Manigar starts to loom up as well. Rangi Rangdu put his head in front, but Manigar's on the scene quickly on the outside. They're spreaded away from Shootout, and the others are headed by Niwot. It's Manigar and Rangi Rangdu. Rangi Rangdu on the inside, and Manigar. They're drifting right off the track here. Manigar on the outside, and Rangi Rangdu. There's absolutely nothing in it. Manigar might have his head in front. Rangi Rangdu kick back. I think Manigar might have just won. Manigar from Rangi Rangdu and Shootout. Then Southern Speed, followed by Wall Street. Then last in was Scenic Shot.
Let's look as if it's 2 Group 1s in a row for number 4, Manigar. Side 4 from number 1 at Rangi Rangdu. He is the winner, Manigar, number 4.
With the winner there of the Randvet Stakes after taking the Australian Cup.
Already $1.30.
Well, 4 starts for Moody, 3 wins, 2 Group 1s. First Victorian horse to win this race since Sound Action. And
it is the Inglis Queen of the Turf, of course. More Inglis sponsors, of course, of the Queen of the Turf this year. There she is, More Joyous on screen. Beautiful mare. She really is for Gay Waterhouse, Nasrawilla, John Singleton, and the
go. Only the other day, that didn't last. Got into $1.85 this morning. Crash, bang. They put up 165. I said, well, that'll get to 175, and then they might have a bet. No, 165. Sporting Bet phones went wild. Bang. 150, $1.50.
Wonderful mare. 23 starts, 16 wins.
Red Tracer now took over, and he slows them up as they go into the first corner. Moving up on the outside, King's Rose 3 wide, More Joyous the centre. A length to Jose, followed by Hurdle Myrtle. Miss Keepsake was next, followed by Sky Rush, and then Cabernet, Of Course I Can, and Lights of Heaven back last of all. Red Tracer just the leader as they approach the 600 from King's Rose. Jose next, More Joyous is fourth, followed by Miss Keepsake and Hurdle Myrtle. It's about to edge up a little bit wide. Cabernet looking for a run in the centre, and then further back Sky Rush, Of Course I Can, and Lights of Heaven sticking to the fence. Red Tracer is the leader as they turn for home. In advance of King's Rose, and then More Joyous starting to come down the outside with a strong run. He turns her loose now, More Joyous. She rushes up and hits the lead. Took over from King's Rose and then Red Tracer. Miss Keepsake and Hurdle Myrtle are running races, but More Joyous strides away at the 100. She's too good for them, and More Joyous comes down to win it. Miss Keepsake second, King's Rose third. Then Hurdle Myrtle, followed by Cabernet, Lights of Heaven, Red Tracer, Jose, and last in was Sky Rush.
She's the best mare we have in Australasia. No, the best mare we have in New South Wales. And certainly come back with a vengeance, hasn't she?
Yeah, and even the way she looks, very close to you, of course, the Doncaster, and she could possibly be the best chance you've ever had of winning it again.
She is. She's the weights are compressed, and she's thrown into the race.
Thrilled to be here to watch this great mare win another Group 1. There are the Inglis interim.
Well, you can't say no. You know, she's we call her a champion.
I think she's the champion mare.
So do I. So do I. So
She's
to do
not
what she's
the
done with that.
champion mare at the
No,
moment,
no, I know
but
that.
she's Sydney's champion
You
mare.
know, each to their own. I'm calling her. I call her a champion. We can call her a Sydney champion if you like. But just her profile of being, you know, the little ugly buckling as we call her, and she just performs and acceleration, burn, and if she can win a Doncaster with 57.5, giving all these, you know, horses so much weight, she'd have to be a champion to do it. But I wouldn't underestimate her the way she.
And we are just ahead of the Amy Golden Slipper. There it is, the magnificent.
To 12, down to the favourite Sum already. Got out to $3.20, back into $2.90. No, you can't believe a horse could win those 3 races, being the Breeders' Plate, the Silver Slip, and the Top, and not be favoured. He's a big horse.
She's out of a half-sister to County Tyrone that won the Sydney Cup. Mick Price has done a great job with it.
They're off and racing, and Drafontaine made a mess of the start, came out clear last. Beginning well was Faustus with Snitzerland, Piero booting up along the fence, and Asher Can going forward as well. Then No Looking Back followed Drafontaine trying to pick up after missing the start, and well back was Shelford as they run into the first bend. As they come up towards the 650 metre mark, followed well back by Jade Marauder, and Narcissus is last. It's Snitzerland on the inside just in front, led narrowly from Faustus outside of it. Asher Can made a line of 3. Piero box seat behind them looking for a run. Then No Looking Back and Raceway about to hook to the outside. Then later Gator and Doubtfully, and Samariti coming down the outside. She's still got about 4 or 5 to make up. But Snitzerland straight away. Piero's chasing it down along the inside, and then Raceway followed by Asher Can. Samariti's making ground late. It's Piero coming after Snitzerland. Piero drove through, took the lead in the slipper. Gate holders months ago, and Piero won it from Snitzerland and Samariti. Then Doubtfully and Drafontaine, a great run, followed by Amarino. Then Raceway, Cavalry Rose, Faustus, followed in behind them by Asher Can. Then Epaulet, No Looking Back, Jade Marauder.
Handed to Gay Waterhouse when Piero won the Breeders' Plate back in October. She said this horse will win the Golden Slipper, and Piero has saluted for Nash Rawiller.
She said from day one would win this race, and you were right again.
Get the hat right now. Yes. Yes, I mean, he's a dominant colt. And, you know, I was amazed he wasn't favoured for the slipper. But it was a fantastic finish, wasn't it? I mean, the
$1,000 then went through the Magic Millions yearling sale from Musk Creek Farm to Gay.
He's won the richest 2-year-old race in Australia, and
his margins are it's all too hard to be favoured. Only because, like, you can't believe this. As Gay said, and we've said it all week, that we won the Breeders' Plate, won the Silver Slip of the Todman. It still didn't start favourite yesterday, and it probably won't start favourite against All Too Hard because of the hype. But I tell you what, it'll be one hell of a...
Nash say there that he hasn't got anything to prove. Well, if he backs up next week, he's got something to prove, that he's the best, you know, he's the superior colt, because he's going to meet All Too Hard. And that could make the Randwick Carnival, just that clash alone.
Ryder Stakes is the final Group 1 on the program here this afternoon. It's tougher at the weights for him, but he's still around about $4 at this stage.
He was off the map when he won last start, and he's off it again.
He looks to be out a little bit wide. Love Conquers all third, and then Monton followed by Rangi Rangdu, who sits on the back of Niagara 3 wide. Then the Secret Admirer and Hugel, followed by He's Remarkable. Further back was Albert the Fat, rekindled interest in the centre, and then further back Sincero, Metal Bender. Well back was Danley, Centennial Park, Rock Classic, Happy Zero, and Wirram last. Coming for home, and the leader King Mufasa just led from Monton going up on the rail. Niagara given a cup with the whip on the outside. Love Conquers all probes for a run in the centre, and Rangi Rangdu's about to join in on the outside. King Mufasa led at the 300. Rangi Rangdu sprints up on the outside, and these two go toe to toe. King Mufasa and Rangi Rangdu. Sincero and Secret Admirer starting to run on Lakewood with Kindle Interest. Metal Bender along the rail. King Mufasa, Metal Bender grabbed them and won it, I think. Rekindled Interest jumped out of the ground late. It's either Metal Bender. Rangdu sprints up on the outside, and these two go toe to toe. King Mufasa and Rangi Rangdu. Sincero and Secret Admirer starting to run on Lakewood with Kindle Interest. Metal Bender along the rail. King Mufasa, Metal Bender grabbed them and won it, I think. Rekindled Interest jumped out of the ground late. It's either Niagara given a cup with the whip on the outside. Love Conquers all probes for a run in the centre, and Rangi Rangdu's about to join in on the outside. King Mufasa led at the 300. Rangi Rangdu sprints up on the outside, and these two go toe to toe. King Mufasa and Rangi Rangdu. Sincero and Secret Admirer starting to run on Lakewood with Kindle Interest. Metal Bender along the rail. King Mufasa, Metal Bender grabbed them and won it, I think. Rekindled Interest jumped out of the ground late. It's either Metal Bender or Rekindled Interest who put a big lunge on the line. Photo for the others. We got King Mufasa with Secret Admirer. with Secret Admirer and Raggy Rangdu. Then Monton.
He's the winner for Chris Waller. He's beaten home. Look at rekindled interest. The run on the outside. Lady that has this horse sometimes out pretty much in the front garden of her house when he's spelling. He's a real favourite of anyone that has.
Just jumped out of the ground.
Didn't know where to look. Mark got a bang on. Well done to Mark Sheen there yesterday, but we'll show you what happens.
A long absence from racing. He bled and he bowed a tendon. It's been a long road back to the Group 1 winner's circle.
What a race that was. What a race that was. But Metal Bender, he lived right up to his big first up run. We know he's one of our best weight for age horses, but he's come back from a bleeding attack, tendon injuries, and to come back and run the 2 races that he's done, being a Group 1 winner after, and he's second up after, well over a year off. It's a marvellous achievement from horse and trainer. There's no doubt about it.
Buzz here. It's not a Group 1, but the Sapphire Stakes this year. We see the first time the appearance of Atlantic Jewel in Sydney. She was the top filly down there in Melbourne. She's unbeaten 5 from 5. Of course, didn't go around in the Oaks.
45 into 135. Wow.
To the others and take it. Jewel just past midfield. He's trying to boot up to get in, but he's out 3 wide, followed by Ladies Angel. Rose of Peace and Parables ridden quietly at the tail of the field. Phenomenal Lass led 650 out a length. Graceful Anna a length to Born to Rock. And then came back in behind them. Celts running 4th, followed by Midsummer Music. Atlantic Jewel just starting to stride a little bit closer on the outside. 3 wide, More Strawberries the rail. And then Ladies Angel, followed by Parables, Rose of Peace last. Into the straight, Phenomenal Lass led from Graceful Anna, and then Celts on the outside from Born to Rock. Atlantic Jewel cruising up in the centre of the track. Here she comes with a run now. Rod starts to let her down, and she raced up and took the lead and raced away from Celts, Midsummer Music, and then Parables. But here she comes, Atlantic Jewel, one of the best in the country, and she's come back from injury and absolutely bolted in. Beat to Midsummer Music, Ladies Angel, and then Parables, followed by the straight Phenomenal Lass led from Graceful Anna, and then Celts on the outside from Born to Rock. Atlantic Jewel cruising up in the centre of the track. Here she comes with a run now. Rod starts to let her down, and she raced up and took the lead and raced away from Celts, Midsummer Music, and then Parables. But here she comes, Atlantic Jewel, one of the best in the country, and she's come back from injury and absolutely bolted in. Beat to Midsummer Music, Ladies Angel, and then Parables, followed by Celts, Rose of Peace, and then further back More Strawberries, Graceful Anna, Phenomenal Lass, Phenomenal Lass.
Yeah, well, she's just a special horse.
Because she keeps
Look at her today. I mean, that was just remarkable what she did there. I mean, she sat 4 deep, and Michael was just arrogant, and she just strode away. It was fabulous.
6 out of 6. Don't say she beat nothing. Midsummer Music runs second. Great ease, don't you? Look how it's Black Caviar like the way she does it.
Contempt is just unbelievable, and just run away, as you said, without break. And other than that, he never moved on her. She just did it all herself, and all he had to do was sit there and just let her do her own thing. Look at this. That's unbelievable. Just come out the rise here under such a hole, and for a jockey not to have to, he's given her a slap there, but really he sits up again once he got her own for about 100 metres, and then he just let her amble. And look, she's just really special filly. Fantastic horses yesterday. A possible champion in Atlantic Jewel in one of the minor races. Boy, oh boy. What an athlete she is.
$2 million BMW Doncaster Mile. The favourite, a real crowd favourite, More Joyous for Gay Waterhouse. But Richie, I noticed another Joy and Oaks winner herself for Gay Waterhouse, Nashville and John Singh.
Anthem number 2, More Joyous. They have, according to Jerry Walsh, they've come right around the country here. Great rendition of our Doncaster. Been 440 into 380 in this race.
They're set, they're off. He's Remarkable and Sincero both missed it. Best Out, Niagara and Rangy Rangdu. Fast Clip driving up along the inside to 3rd. More Joyous was away well. She's just on the back of the speed with All Legal, and then Shootout Centennial around the first bend. And the leader Niagara, Rangy Rangdu, came across to settle down 2nd. Fast Clip 3rd. More Joyous 4th. A half away on the inside, All Legal. And then Hurdle Myrtle. Shootouts in between horses, followed by Centennial Park. And then Wall Street Albert the Fat. Yosei going up on the rail, followed by Sincero, absolutely, and then Dan Lee. He's Remarkable, Monton, Secret Admirer, spots him a big start. She's 3rd last. Happy Trails and Happy Zero are together at the rear. As they approach the home turn, Rangy Rangdu went up to Eyeball Niagara. They're in front of Fast Clip, about to come to the outside. Then All Legal, More Joyous is tracking the leaders. Nash Peels are into the clear. Jose went right along the fence, pinched the lead, and it's Jose taking over along the inside. Fast Clip and More Joyous and Rangy Rangdu, All Legal. Eagle, and then came Shootout, but More Joyous sprinted up in the middle. She grabbed Fast Clip and Jose. Shootout's running on. It's More Joyous in the middle of the track. She's in front, and this mighty mare, More Joyous, goes on to win it from Shootout. Jose's in a photo for third with Happy Trails and Zero. And it's Jose taking over along the inside. Fast Clip and More Joyous and Rangy Rang do all legal. And then came Shootout, but More Joyous sprinted up in the middle. She grabbed Fast Clip and Jose. Shootout's running on. It's More Joyous in the middle of the track. She's in front, and this mighty mare, More Joyous, goes on to win it from Shootout. Jose's in a photo for third with Happy Trails and Zero. Then in behind them, Fast Clip, followed by Absolutely, and then Secret Admirer. Then Albert the Fat, followed further back by Rangy Rang Do. Secret Admirer.
It's the most satisfying thing I've seen for years. There's the New South Wales champion there, and she just greeted the judge with such, I don't know, such determination. She's
Dave Meyer as well, who's been looking after this mare, looked after her mum's.
The group one for More Joyous, the seventh for Gay in the race, same as TJ. Fifth group one of the Carnival. They're all stats. Probably her best performance. Been an amazing horse. I've never had a horse apart from Strawberry Road who's won 18 races, let alone 17 group races. So she just doesn't come second. If she's in it, she wins.
She is. The big major, she was always going to win. It took a while, but she thoroughly deserved that, and she really everyone cheered at Randwick yesterday for her.
And Shandon Champagne Stakes, the third leg of the 2-year-old Triple Crown. It is our first Group 1 on Sydney Cup Mile here. Looks as if you'll have no trouble with that. Of course, he is the winner of the Golden Slipper and the Size Produce, unbeaten 5 from 5.
This is a bigger go than $100 into $10. This is $1.30 into $1.22. This is off the map.
At the 800 metre mark, and Tatra kicked away and led by about a length and a quarter now on Piero. Raceway back to third on the rail, and then came Limes, followed by Flying Schnitzel on the outside now, starting to make a move as Strength. He's going forward, followed next by Dear Demi and Rowie, and Trophies is back last of all as they near the home turn with 500 to run. Into the straight they come here, and Tatra led from Piero. Raceway's under the stick already. Flying Schnitzel going up near the inside, wider out on the track. Strength and Dear Demi are running on. Limes is also with that group, but now Piero strides up on the outside, gets the better at Tatra and races away, accelerated strongly. Then Dear Demi, but it's Piero going for the Triple Crown. He's got it. He's going to join an elite group and remain undefeated. And Piero goes down to beat Dear Demi. Tatra got third. Then Flying Schnitzel, followed by Rowie. Further back was Limes, and then came Strength and Trophies, and Raceway came in.
Years to take out the Triple Crown here in the autumn in Sydney. He's beaten home Dear Demi.
What words just take away? Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. Taken nearly 50 years for a colt to win this race. Absolutely outstanding.
Well, wins under his belt, but
It's just been a phenomenal ride, and he was arrogant today. There's no other word to describe it.
He's probably whose courage and art won in the slipper, but he's the best two-year-old I've seen. I think clearly.
a lot of kids here today as well. And Atlantic Jewel in those Coolmore colours. Tom Magnier has his son Charlie out for his first.
Was again today, $51 Atlantic Jewel. If you don't mind.com.au, $1.14.
All set, they're off and racing. And Rain Affair and Atlantic Jewel were the best two out. Rain Affair will stride. So Rain Affair set up a nice lead coming up towards the home turn. Still about 4 lengths in front of Atlantic Jewel. Rod hasn't asked her to go yet. Followed by Happy Zero, Albert the Fat, of course I Can, and Centennial Park. They turn for home, and Rain Affair's got a big break up the rise. 3 or 4 lengths in front of Atlantic Jewel, setting it after it now. Then Happy Zero, Albert the Fat, and of course I Can. Rain Affair in front. He's had to go for the whip on Atlantic Jewel. She's starting to come after Rain Affair, and then came Happy Zero. Atlantic Jewel moving up to Rain Affair. She's got a head in front. She's about a half a length on Rain Affair. Not much in the tank, but she'll get home. Atlantic Jewel beat Rain Affair. Of course I Can, and Albert the Fat in a photo for third. And then
Rain Affair made her 5, but she is now 7 from 7. Atlantic Jewel, the filly by Fastnet Rock for Mark Kavanagh.
I mean, it's her first test at Weight for Age. It's first test against the boys, and she's had to work. And, she's done it in well. She knows how to win. Racing at the highest level, of course, in a Melbourne Cup. Disappointments. I mean, why is this filly different to anything else you've experienced in racing? You can say something about her. No, she's special. That'll do. Go on your cap. They see things that we don't get to see, and they've been through things that we've only hear about with this filly. And I mean, that's probably as gregarious a bloke as he is at times, Cav. You see that. It's a lot of things into perspective about him and also about this filly.
Most of we're all talking about in the springtime. She's probably been the one that's risen to the top. You know, I think.
As far as I'm concerned, this is her best win. She was ridden a little upside down. She chased a real tough seasoned horse. She'd never been out of fillies and mares class. She's a filly that's not furnished at all. She's light. She's yet to mature. She's a superstar. She's an absolute superstar.
More Joyous is the favourite, but don't forget, right, in the meantime, the Queen Elizabeth. Richie, let's see what's happening with the betting.
Rightio, let's go right down the board. 2,000's a stretch for her. I think she can get it. It's at $3.40.
Go to the top corner with 1,000 to go. And the Doncaster winner, More Joyous, on the quick perk, up led by a couple of lengths on Rekindled Interest running second. No change in the order, 800 to 1. And More Joyous led out clearly by a couple of lengths. Rekindled Interest is on its hammer in second spot from Jimmy Shue. Now Williams is starting to stoke Americane up. He's making his move on the outside. Then the Managar getting off the fence, followed by Rangy Rangdu on the outside. Speediness looking to get up on the fence. As they run to the home turn, they're bunched right up. And Secret Admirer in the centre. More Joyous under a hold as they come up the rise. Led from Rekindled Interest, Speediness on the fence, but More Joyous went into another gear. She exploded away from Rekindled Interest. Then Speediness, Managar, Rangy Rangdu down the outside, but over the last 200 metres, More Joyous is clear. She's in front. Oh, we should never have doubted her. More Joyous is going down to the post to win the Queen Elizabeth in a canter. Managar second, Secret Admirer third. And then we've got Rangy Rangdu, Rekindled Interest, Americane, Jimmy Shue.
Oh, she's a champion mare. More Joyous, number 7. That's her 8th Group 1, and she has run them ragged. He got to the front there, Nash on her.
One for More Joyous, only Sunline and Black Cowboy have got more than her. Females 13 and 10 for those two. But she's going to keep racing this one, More Joyous.
Has been compared to the great mare Sunline, and yesterday's performance was why. An all-the-way win. She wasn't to be doubted at the trip. Some did. The first mare to win the Doncaster Queen Elizabeth double.
Oh, look, she's a champion mare, and she just destroyed one of the hottest fields assembled in a weight for age 2,000 metre race at Randwick for as long as I can remember.
The favourite, there's the market for the Dooma 10,000 now at Sporting Bet right now. It's $5, buffering in from $5.50. Warren at 14, Pity Siren, the favourite at $4.60. So
Then comes Scenic Blast. Midsummer Music's back towards the fence from Ladies Angel, Pinwheel, and further back is Feeling Ready as they come around the turn, buffering and out of BC led on the outside. Temple of Boom, and there's a run for Seasiren. She's dashing through in the middle, and then followed by Midsummer Music, but buffering at the 200 metres mark. Forward on Seasiren runs inside, and then Temple of Boom, but it's buffering and Seasiren together with 100 metres to go. Seasiren on the inside, just in front, and the filly's going to do it. Seasiren beat buffering. Photo between Temple of Boom and Spirit of Boom. They're followed by Feeling Ready, the next time Pinwheel, and then comes Sistine Angel Pet.
She's done what no 3-year-old filly's ever done before and won the Doomben 10,000, beating buffering and Temple. The filly has just set new records, and she is obviously a star. And looking forward to seeing her in the spring when she matches up against the older horses again, but she's already proved she can beat them.
Of Wales' Stakes Group 1 category, and the moment we've all been waiting for. So You Think, by far the best horse on ratings. He's got £6 at least in hand of Carlton House, 10 to 11. So
all the time they're heading uphill towards home, and Robin Hood takes them along by 2 lengths. The Big Blue Kitten in second, 2 away, So You Think, with the run of the race. A length away, Columbian on the inside of Wigmore Hall. A length into Carlton House, who's tucked away on the inside as they come to the turn. City Style on his outer. A length and a half further back, then Sri Putra from Planteur, and then out the back is Far with Reliable Man. They're on the turn for home in the Prince of Wales Estate, straightening up, and Robin Hood coming under pressure, grabbed by Big Blue Kitten. Here's So You Think. Joseph O'Brien produced on the outside, and now getting a run on the inside is Carlton House. Carlton House has now raced to a narrow lead. Now he gets to work on So You Think. Carlton House has stolen at half a length, but now So You Think is coming at him. A furlong left to go, and on the near side it's So You Think. He takes it up. He's powering away. This is the real So You Think. So You Think goes on to win the Prince of Wales. Wales Stakes. In second is Carlton House. Flashing home for third is Far, followed then by Reliable Man and Sri Putra. Further back is City Style, and they were Pacemaker. Robin Hood has finished absolute last. The winner is number 9, So You Think, recording his 10th Group 1 victory. This much-travelled international superstar has won the 150th anniversary of the Prince of Wales Stakes. He's won it by about 3 from Carlton House, who got first run him on.
So You Think, runner-up 12 months ago behind Rewilding, wins the Prince of Wales's, and it's his 10th Group 1 of a wonderful career. Joseph O'Brien.
After the race, admitting the error of his ways in training, So You Think he's finally found the key to the horse.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he's found the key to the horse. He's certainly a champion racehorse. This was a dominant win. Obviously, the horse is going to stud now, so they're pulling the Coolmore line out. You know, should it be unbeaten? And we've just realised how to train this horse. But look, take nothing away from him. He's an absolute star in his own right.
Millions of flags, ties, Australians. It's unlike any day I can remember.
It is, and you know,
Federation Square, we're hopefully going to see a couple of thousand people brave the cool conditions and come and watch Black Caviar, hopefully cross the fingers, storm to victory.
There we are, and that's Black Caviar. What we make up? Why is nothing drifting? Your front, let's see her win in the place in ruck. That's what we want.
Has got away to a good start. Society Rock began badly. Soul is going to be the early leader. Out in the centre, Black Caviar travelling on the near side, getting a lead. Yankee, then Serious Prospect, who's at the tail of the field as they race up now towards halfway. And Soul the leader from Bogart, and now Black Caviar ambling up on the near side in third. They're a length to Escalade, followed by Krypton Factor and Jimmy Stars and Restia d'Argent, and further back is Yankee. But as they come up now onto the course proper, 2 furlongs left to go. Soul is the leader. Now Nolan starts to shake the reins at Black Caviar. She starts to move up on the near side. She draws level now with a furlong left to go. Now he says go on the mare. She gets about a half length in front of Soul. Restia d'Argent, Moonlight Cloud coming home fast, but it's Black Caviar in front with 100 yards left to go. Here's Restia d'Argent and Moonlight Cloud. He eases up near the line. Here's Moonlight Cloud. It's tight. Black Caviar and Moonlight Cloud in a photo. She gets about a half length in front of Soul. Restia d'Argent, Moonlight Cloud coming home fast, but it's Black Caviar in front with 100 yards left to go. Here's Restia d'Argent and Moonlight Cloud. He eases up near the line. Here's Moonlight Cloud. It's tight. Black Caviar and Moonlight Cloud in a photo. In third, then Restia d'Argent, followed by Soul. Further back is Krypton Factor, and then Serious Prospect back in the field from Society Rock. Bogart the last to finish. He has eased near the line, and this is tight. Black Caviar flashing home down the outside.
My goodness, drama. The cheers went up for Black Caviar. She looked to have the race in the bag. A Betfair SP of 1.27, traded at 1.98 in running. As the most traded horse in a race in Betfair's 12-year history, of the £13.2 million traded on the Diamond Jubilee, and amazing on the Diamond Jubilee, an amazing 12.6 million centered on Black Caviar. That is enormous money. And anyone
We're back here next run and winner today. So we're extremely proud of her. She's 22 for 2022. It's never been about margins. It's never been about dominance. Heard you talking.
Was watching overnight is Black Caviar at Royal Ascot. An extraordinary performance. Almost came undone on the line.
Unbelievable, Joe. Amazing scenes. The drama, the debate, the theatre. It was just what this mare's done for world racing is just something that I've never seen ever. Got her in order, but clearly she wasn't at her best. She wasn't at her best, and she still got the job done. The problem of her, you had Frankel drawing 40,000 to Royal Ascot on the first day. She drew 80,000 on there on the last day. So it just shows you the power of Black Caviar, which.
Goda, never barrack of Royal Ascot, Goda. Never barrack so hard in my life in the last 100 metres of a race without having a bet. And just but on ratings and times, and they're not everything, but she had to win. If she ran up to her best, that's a 6 or 7 length victory. So that's how far she was below her best.
Tory rides for Robert Cowell. Big negative now. Pearl Secret out to 7.5 to 1 and Soul Power out to 9 to 1 on the exchange. I called it wrong early. It was back. I thought that Hortensia couldn't be favourite, but because of the lack of support for the locally trained Pearl Secret and Soul Power, it means he's only got to take on Bated Breath. Now, Bated Breath has been backed as well, and it's close between favouritism. Hortensia just shading it back.
4 to 1 joint favourites, Bated Breath and Hortensia, and this is the biggest field ever for the Coolmore Nunthorpe. There were 17 in 2002 and 1998, and Hortensia leading in again. 7 to 2 now, Hortensia.
Already moving down towards halfway. Spirit Quartz is chasing the leaders from Angels Will Fall and Confessional. Then Humidor and Nocturnal Affair. Hortensia is taken off her feet, second from the right with the black cap. Secret Witness out the back with Invincible Ash as they race down to the last furlong and a half. Hamish McGonigal running a solo on the far side. Down the near side beyond is either Grey Jacket. Spirit Quartz, Maroon Jacket is thrusting between them. Bated Breath, Soul Power, Monsieur Joe, Tangerine Trees all trying to get on terms. Hortensia is absolutely flying down the far side. Spirit Quartz, Hortensia is gathering in. The line is looming, and it's Hortensia who had her nose down. The Aussie mare. Long and a half. Hamish McGonigal running a solo on the far side. Down the near side beyond is either Grey Jacket. Spirit Quartz, Maroon Jacket is thrusting between them. Bated Breath, Soul Power, Monsieur Joe, Tangerine Trees all trying to get on terms. Hortensia is absolutely flying down the far side. Spirit Quartz, Hortensia is gathering in. The line is looming, and it's Hortensia who had her nose down. The Aussie mare lands the...
Well, what a mare this is. Hortensia in the hands of William Buick. Hortensia absolutely flying home. She was miles back in the early stages in the orange and white stripes.
Brilliant stuff, wasn't it? 7-year-old mare. She went to Arrowfield to have a rest and be retired to stud. Now she's won in Dubai, twice in the UK. A great international performance by Paul Massaram. Also, Leah, the girl, has been looking after this horse for 6 or 7 months on the fly with Hortensia. Well done to Alistair Fraser, Emma Ridley. What about this? How did it win?
Incredible win. Just don't do that in these sort of races. She just kept surging to the line. You thought she was absolutely beaten and going to run at best a nice sort of 5th or 6th, but William Buick commented after the race that that was the fastest last 2 furlongs that he's ever ridden on any horse that he's ever sat on. He sat on some good ones, and she was going beaten and going to run at best a nice sort of 5th or 6th, but William Buick commented after the race that that was the fastest last 2 furlongs that he's ever ridden on any horse that he's ever sat on. He sat on some good ones, and she was going right away from them on the post.